tell you all my never forget. Darkest night to rainbows, it's not forever. Even when I turn away, he cares for me. His love no one can change. Even when I walk away, he's by my side with every breath take. And sometimes I forget my halo fails to shine. Sometimes I am not his friend, but he's always mine. I'm forever prepared.
Well, we stop at the Caribbean Travel Marketplace this morning for a few minutes. That's at 8:30.
You still don't know the one we're talking about. Then I think it's time you knew. Going far away upon the cross. My friend died. So if you'd like to meet him, and you don't know what to do, just ask my friend into your heart, and he'll be your friend.
All right, we're monitoring the story here. Bree and what seems to be concern as to it leptospirosis. As a result of the rubbish problem in Dominica, there are 10 suspected cases. We'll have to explore that sometime after 9 o'clock. So health authorities are closely monitoring and increasing leptospirosis, which have resulted in the death of one male patient. National epidemiologist Dr. Ahmed addressed that issue in a recent news conference, revealing that 10 suspected cases were hospitalized in March. So, Dominica, we have to fix the problem. Rubbish all over the place. But that we'll talk about sometime over 9 o'clock. Lepto on the increase, boy.
In every morning for the Hot Seat on Q95, the latest happening events, breaking stories, and behind-the-scenes in-depth investigative reports. Stay locked for more fair and balanced talk on the Hot Seat on Q95, the big station.
Shop with confidence at Court. Get the lowest prices guaranteed. Get appliances, furniture, electronics, and so much more. If you find a lower price on any other products elsewhere, we'll match the price. Plus, we'll give you back 110% of the difference. Shop with confidence only at Court. Bringing value home. Special conditions apply.
Here's a fun fact. In just 29 seconds, you can say goodbye to paper bills forever. Seriously, in 29 seconds. That's less time than this ad. Head over to discoverflow.co or visit us in-store and update your contact information now. By October 1st, your bills will be digital, easy to access, secure, and hassle-free. So what are you waiting for? This ad still has 2 seconds left, and you could have already gone paperless.
Exciting news from AutoTrade. Incredible savings are here. Take advantage of AutoTrade's Thrifty Thursday promotion. Mark your calendars. On the last Thursday of each month, AutoTrade is offering up to 20% off items throughout the store. Yes, 20% off. But wait, here's more. Keep your eyes peeled for our exclusive Deal of the Day offer, bringing you even bigger discounts on select items. Whether you're looking for car accessories, maintenance essentials, or just browsing for a great deal, we've got you covered. So be sure to swing by AutoTrade every last Thursday. At AutoTrade, it's more than a vehicle, it's a relationship. Terms and conditions apply.
We now carry and are fully stocked in granola fertilizers. Urea 46%, great for leafy green 15-15-15, great for all vegetables or young fruit trees 20-20-20, best for foliar spray and seedings and small vegetables 12-12-17, great for tree crops or flowering vegetables and fruits 12-24-12, root crop fertilizer like dasheen and white potato 12-4-28, great for tree crops or flowering vegetables and fruits. Red potash for fruit trees and vegetables. All the fertilizers you need are available at Bloombox, located on Federation Drive, Goodwill, second property on the right after the Valley Link Road. Your one-stop shop for everything that grows. Let's bloom together.
Not only does it make your white the cleanest and brightest, the benefits of using Clean and White bleach are endless. The sterilizing property of Clean and White bleach is beneficial for several household purposes. Clean and White bleach has the ability to remove mold and mildew from hard surfaces, serve as a disinfectant for household items like your kitchen and bathroom area, and even your baby's toys. Clean and White bleach is available in various sizes at Fine Food. Call 617-6342 or order on Click and Collect your Clean and White bleach today. Clean and White bleach available at Fine Food and sold island-wide.
Dominica, we have to be very concerned about this time because it appears that leptospirosis is on the increase in Dominica. And we have said many times that our rubbish problem all over the island may be a contributing factor. Health officials in Dominica are closely monitoring an increase in leptospirosis cases, which have resulted in the death of one male patient. Dr. Hamid addressed a press conference revealing that 10 suspected cases were hospitalized in March. Samples were sent to the Caribbean Public Health Agency, CAFRA, for PCR testing, and lab results have confirmed 2 positive cases, one of which was fatal. The deceased patient sought medical care at the late stage of the infection and died from multi-organ failure, a severe complication of leptospirosis. Dr. Ahmed highlighted that early symptoms such as fever, headache, and muscle pain can resemble common illness, making diagnosis very challenging. He noted that the delays in testing could hinder timely confirmation of the disease. The Ministry of Health is taking proactive measures by providing immediate antibiotic treatment for suspected cases to prevent severe outcomes. Dr. Ahmed urged individuals who may be exposed to risk factors and develop symptoms to seek immediate attention immediately. So, folks, be on the lookout because lepto is around. So what are the authorities doing about? I've heard about many times, many times, that we're receiving 10 trucks and 5 trucks there. We need to address the garbage problem around the island. Some people may be concentrating on election, but this is a health crisis and it needs to be addressed. Let's take a few calls before we stop there with the Caribbean Hotel Association, the Caribbean Travel Marketplace. Let's take a few calls. Hello, because we need to address it immediately, urgently. Hello, yes?
I say love, life, light, hidden joy, gratitude, courage, and sacrifice. Mr. Felty, blessing to you, sir.
Blessings to you, sir.
I give thanks, I receive, I accept, and boomeranging again, right back to you. Matt, you see the other day you told us about 10 garbage trucks they're going to get. Isn't that so much?
That's what they promised, yes.
You see by Warvin Cock approaching on the Mount Daniel there, Matt?
Mm-hmm.
So do you think it's long term that shipwreck? They just arrived, Matt, with a rubbish truck, and it crashed there, it wrecked there, and the rubbish truck fell in the sea. You did not see the rubbish truck there, Matt.
It wasn't there for too long.
Matt, it's like a crane that put the rubbish truck there, and I was watching a bus driver stop and showed me where a piece of pipe, maybe got some signage, there, some signposts, and it hit it and it, elevated it over the wall and end up in the sea. Matt, I watched Roosevelt scare it and Melissa Popon scare it in a pool party. Matt, I asked if you were there, you tell me no, you were not invited. I thought the person at the grill was Carlisle, but then they tell me no, John Baptist was not there. Matt, the level of abuse, the lavishness, the extravagant attitude and practices of, I was about to say, these honorable criminals, but because I talk about Skerritt and his wife, and I call them by name and surname, I want to, take that back, retract the honorable criminals, Matt. Matt, how can a country, and Matt, you know what, I listened to the 295 News, and CARICOM leaders, Matt, I listened to one CARICOM official talking about some kind of nuclear test ban treaty for the region, for the Caribbean, how the Caribbean is so, adamant, man, having to do with nuclear, transporting nuclear in our waters and about an accident. Is that a deflection from our missing billions? Matt, all these Caribbean leaders, about 95% of them, Matt, all of them are criminals, Matt. They are corrupt, quite abusive. They are thieves, Matt. Matt, look at Dominica, Matt. Matt, I think I'm older than you, Matt. Matt, look at the regression, going back, not progression, that will be moving forward. We're going back like as if, Matt, they give you a license. Maybe Dominica is the driver that can reverse the fastest in the world. And we have the gold cup, and Matt, we win the trophy for the country that can reverse using your mirrors, Matt, on the highway, 90, 100 miles per hour, going back. Matt, what Roosevelt, Skerritt, and Rayburn Blackmore, particularly on the orders in high places within the structure of this Dominica Lethal Party. What are the intentions, Matt, or intentions? Can you imagine, Matt, for you to have a people in that condition now, leptospirosis, over 10 cases, one fatal, because of, maybe a delay, wondering what happened to me, maybe, they say, why is it, Matt, world boss it was, not what it is? Advanced attack. Why is it right?
Advance.
Advance, now the flew from world boss to advance. Maybe the man might think, well, maybe it's advance that attacking him by the time he's left to start. Matt, garbage, lie you there, Matt. 2 weeks. They They might not come in and pick up garbage, because they have no trucks. And you have Roosevelt Skerritt already seen how much things, man, with 4 SUVs, man, 4 SUVs. Who is he afraid of? What he have done, or what is his level of guilt? Why he feels he has to be so protected, Matt, in his paranoia state, Matt. Matt, it is sad. I want to extend my condolences to the brother who passed on, and I hope that the others, maybe the early detection or treatment, can have them survive in the leptospirosis. Matt, Nature Island in the peak of the tourist season. Matt, I passed Maho, what day it was? Friday or Saturday? By the lab there, they always have a big portion of garbage. All where you pass, you see in like refrigerators, appliances that are spoiled. They pack up and all over the place. And Skerritt have a pool party in Melissa, and women with the G-string passing in the backside, feces and vagina and everything. That we are grown people. And that if you see blubber, obesity becomes a broadcast style. Everybody is so glad to be. We might have already in danger. Thank God I don't go any further. I am just saying that something drastic needs to be done. A man cannot handle all those billions there. Our billions missing. Mia Motley, Gaston Brown, Andrew Holness, another one, they say that's still billions. Our 20-something bank accounts, Matt. And journalists cannot ask them questions pertaining to that, because guess what? Like they have police in the setting where the media is to ask them, what are the questions they're going to ask? And now they're talking about Russia, America, and Saddam Hussein and everything. We have all our Saddam Hussein and our Donald Trumps in Dominica. So, Matt, I'm just saying, Dominicans, be more militant, be more vigilant. Do not allow Dominica to sink any further. Look, I am not talking about excavator and dumpers by wet area. Maybe Chinese going to mine, they're looking for copper, gold, or dye. What the hell they're looking for? Not to fight and think somebody will come and defend all you. Thank you.
All right, Dominica, we're here. We're talking about the garbage problem affecting Dominica. Dominica is a nature island of the Caribbean. Let's keep it that way, man. Let's fix the rubbish problems. Directly related to our garbage disposal. Hello, talk to me. Yes.
Good morning, Mr. Pelty.
Good morning to you.
I'm just a concerned citizen.
You are, yes. Okay.
I live in Solomon Lane. Who knows me? Pamela journalist. They know how I keep the place very clean and did all of what I could. When I left with a satisfied mind. Solid waste know that. Environment know that from them. I come in a little land there, which they call Gutter East. And I knew a little Wavin that was there. All was well. And then, little by little, even look at the little distance I'm living, I go to clean the ravine and clean up to the place where they made this step. It is not in front of my door, but my concern, I pass there. And today, it is a good while now, I have spoken to the people of environment, which a young boy comes there for mosquito, they call Mr. Clark. I tell him, say, make him see the situation there. He said he'll tell his boss up to the day they never pass back and see. Down there is someone who is throwing dog poo-poo, all rubbish at his home, the little distances, and he's dumping everything around. All trees they cut, they throw it in rabbit. Even those that are close to it throw rubbish. And if they have to come and film that, you will see what I'm talking about. It is going down right down. That was the same place that are destroyed, gutter, lower down by Barry in there, to break down, almost damage the people there. And no matter what you say, the rubbish truck is just the rubbish place. 5 containers up the road. Clem James put there and clean in there. They find it too hard to climb up the step to go and put the rubbish. And they do more and more rubbish. But I pray in God, I'm keeping around my place clean, that I'm a rat to not come around.
That should be the attitude. That should be the attitude. But again, we have to keep our environment clean. Hello, talk to me on the telephone. Talk to me. Yes. Good morning.
Good morning, Matt.
Good morning to you.
Yeah, we're practically neighbors, that lady and I, so I know the story, but I blame politicians, Matt.
You blame them?
I blame, yes, for creating those places, because you create a housing area in just before an election, and this is typical of politicians, and they've all done it. They create that, and then it creates a mess. They don't build proper roads for the people. The people only have footpaths to their doors, and it's difficult for them to bring their garbage out of those areas. So I blame the politicians first and foremost. But secondly, let's go to Mr. Skerritt, my most favorite target. He's having parties right now. He spends millions of dollars when election comes. There's estimates of 40 million by some people. And what is the problem? He cannot buy garbage trucks. Why cannot he not buy garbage trucks if there's so much money in the country? If he has so much money, which he identifies or makes people identify as coming from his pocket, why doesn't Roosevelt Skerritt from his pocket donate a few garbage trucks? Why? Why is he keeping us in garbage? People must ask themselves that question. And then he's having fancy parties for his, you see these posts, all these half-naked girls wiggling their butts from his swimming pool. Why is it Roosevelt Skerritt and is not buying you a garbage truck to take your garbage out while you go and wiggle your butt at his pool party? Dominicans have to wake up. They have to stop being foolish. Enough said, Matt. Thank you.
Somebody's saying, blessings if you want to see a rat is in the Roseau market, rolling in people's feet. They're big like manicure. So a lot of problems being in the Roseau market. One vendor's reporting at this time. Direct result of the place not being clean. On the telephone. Hello, good morning to you. Yes.
Mr. Pelte,
Yes, you're back.
I heard my neighbor speaking.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? He's saying that the pathway is difficult. We have a step to come, 50-something step going. I am going to 72 years in July. I can come out by me and walk up all day and bring up my rubbish. The very people that are throwing the rubbish there, they're carrying all their load on their head and they're going up to their business places and doing what they have to do. And every time they're going up and down and going to wash their clothes and do everything, and they serve and they're going up and down all the time. They are not weary. So by the time you're going up there, you can carry something and bring it up there. So there's no excuse for neighbors to tell them. If he's trying to say that, if it's all, I have to throw my rubbish there too, in the hole. But it's not right.
All right, caller, thank you very much. In 8:39, we have a stop coming up with, of course, the Antigua Marketplace. Hello, talk to me on the telephone. Yes, good morning. Hello. Oh, sorry about that. More telephone calls, yes?
Hey, good morning.
Morning to you, my brother. How you doing?
My brother, this morning there, I actually went up to Kingsville by my daughter.
Kingsville?
And yes, and I had to actually, the amount of garbage that's outside their house in the garbage pan that has not been collected, I had to put the garbage in the back of my car to maybe throw it in a bin, maybe somewhere in town where I think it might be picked up, which that has less garbage. You see that thing we have been complaining about for a long while?
Mm-hmm.
When they're asking why can't Roosevelt carry this, why can't Roosevelt carry that? My brother, a demonic narcissist has no empathy. No empathy. That's the reason why all these things are happening. I told you yesterday, this narcissistic demon has two sides. So you see the party inside where you figure out you're getting a good time, because what happens, these people, they play victim after a while. They will manipulate. The reason why we are where we are, because of that narcissistic demon on steroids now. Because once you're in an election around the corner, if that demon goes on steroids to stay it's behind, because that's all it thinks of. It's behind. Its interest right now it's behind. Have a good one.
You know, the last news conference, I had the opportunity to tell, and you can, of course, research it. I told the Prime Minister, if rubbish and garbage collection was the only issue for election, we would lose the election hands down. You can ask him, I told him that. Because this problem is, it's right in your face everywhere you turn. Rubbish and more rubbish and more rubbish.
Good morning. morning, Mr. Matt. What's up? What's up?
Good morning to you.
I'm one of them concerned citizens from the north.
From the north, okay.
I'm a taxi driver also. I'm driving through town every day. I noticed you mention something about Debwash by the bridge, the Chinese thing, watching some rocks are there. They start to blast the rock right by the bridge in Debwash. So it looks like they intend to start to mash up that area right over the Debwash River. So we don't know what is the plan with the Chinese and that area. But
well, again, what I learned that there may be, I'm saying may be some minerals in the area, and the Chinese may be exploring that. But I guess we have to get confirmation about that. On the telephone, yes, it's just about what 8:39. Let's take a few calls. We're dealing with the rubbish problem at this time. Hello, talk to me.
But did you say you're dealing with the rubbish government?
No, I told the Prime Minister if rubbish and garbage disposal was the only issue in an election, he would lose the election hands down. That's what I said.
I get that. Let me just move. Matt, could it be? Matt, the Chinese, Matt, just like Trump, I tell Matt, I'm saying it, is a distraction or deflection as well. Just like Skerry, he's a deflection, a distraction. Matt, who already runs Dominica? Could it be they're going to allow us to cry out problems they're creating, and then they're going to come with a so-called solution? And who the solution is coming from, Matt? The Chinese? Could it be maybe one of these days you just see a boat come, a Chinese boat come and put down 10 rubbish trucks? You know, even if, it's not brand new, but guess what? To add to the pile of indebtedness, Matt, how much money we owe in the Chinese? What is the Chinese role in Dominica? Why the Chinese can be in Dominica? Have the whole city occupied with businesses, and they're not playing a role, which I would not want them to further add insult to injury by getting some rubbish truck for Skerrit, because Skerrit and them disappear all our billions, Matt, and Dominica is dirty. The Chinese are there. Maybe if Dominica remain like that, then tourists is not coming. Then Dominicans are running. Everybody frustrated. They throw their hands up in the air. We need a savior. We need a savior. And then the Chinese come and say, look us, without saying, Matt, without verbalizing their intentions. Look us. We are the saviors of Dominica, and further allow Dominicans to end up in the clutches of the claws as well of the Chinese. But what is happening in Dominica should not be tolerated, and it is sad, Matt, to see. I don't want to blame Thompson Fountain or Lennox Linton, but collectively as a people. I know we are distracted, social media, and look scared at pool party, and he got the barbecue grill. I'll feed all you. They don't know what they're eating to further teach them, but they're shaking the boom boom. Boy, Matt, we have a problem. Matt, we sick. I have diabetes, but my mental faculties is just intact, Matt. And it's madness that is happening, and we have to confront that with an equal force, Matt. Thank you, sir.
Now, somebody's revealing here, Matt, I bought $5 Dashin in the market. When I reach home, I see 3 big rats in my bag. And I know this person who's talking to me is in the agricultural industry. So he is talking the truth. So 3 big rats in his bag. Dominica, we have to be very, very, very careful. We have a stop coming up. And of course, we'll continue to talk right here at Q95. Thank you.
Airways is connecting the OECX fly to and from Grenada, St. Vincent, St. Lucia, Dominica, St. Kitts, and Antigua with seamless onward connections. Enjoy competitive fares and the best in travel. Book now at sunriseairways.net or with your travel agent. Sunrise Airways, One Caribbean. We fly to connect people. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Sunrise Airways.
Give babies the comfort they need with Paddless diapers. A diaper with a powerful storage core that locks the wetness away and keep your baby dry. Soothe your baby's skin with a breathable cotton-like cover because Paddless diapers has a wetness indicator. Your precious baby deserves a diaper like Paddless, which has an easy fit due to flexible side panels with stretch that ensures increased comfort and freedom to move, to crawl, to walk, to run, and play. Paddless, distributed by Fine Foods and sold island-wide.
Big news, Dominica! Do It Center is now even closer to you with the opening of Do It Center Express, conveniently located on Cork Street, right next to Fresh Market. Get all your home improvement essentials fast with everything from tools and paints to home decor and more. Plus, enjoy the same great service you know and trust. Now, just a quick stop in the city. Visit us today at Do It Center Express, your partner in home improvement, now closer than ever.
Dominica, something big is coming. The countdown begins to celebrate the heartbeat of Dominica, our music, our legends, our rising stars. May 17th, 2025. Mark your calendars and save the date for Dominica Music Awards 2025. Presented by Ambassador Prince Radix and Creole Hits. Partners, Stuart the Big Station. Are you ready?
All you, I just meet Goldwyn in Roseau again. Same place outside Flossie's. I tried to dock in, but you had time see me. Where? Story start again. Million, longtemps pas vu, we got ça. Saga fella. I said the same thing you doing, shopping at Flossie's. And you don't have to tell me the same thing you tell me last time because I busy. It's to hear him way. You reckon? About my pocket, why? I won't tell you that I save money in food and drinks when I buy quantity. I save more. Oh, shucks, man. Well, when you're still telling me, I know already. Tu paga respect him, why? When I get him up here for Palais, I will tell all my friends from London, US and Dominica to come to Flossie's, right next to the Rosa Market. Open Sunday to Saturday. Flossie's can't do it to you.
Cause I'm on my way.
KFC delivery is here. Just place your order at www.kfcdominica.com, Facebook or WhatsApp at 614-2633 and your order will be delivered to you. KFC, it's good.
Cause I'm on my way.
Looking for the right pair of frames to make you look glamorous? Come to Quartz Optical. You'll find a wide selection of stylish frames from Prada, Ray-Ban, Armani, Converse, Vogue, plus new arrivals for you to choose from. Get up to 30% off lens and frames, 15% off cash purchases $999 and over. Plus, you can book your eye examination appointment online today at quartzoptical.com. Wear it today and pay later with Quartz Ready Finance. Quartz Optical, that you can see. Offer ends April 24th, 2025. Special conditions apply.
All right, Dominica, we're here. Our first stop. We're talking this morning with the Caribbean Hotel Tourism Association, Caribbean Travel Marketplace. Our guests are from the Antigua and Barbuda Tourism Authority. Let's say good morning. Good morning on my left. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Good morning. Good morning, Dominica.
Good morning. You can speak a little louder. We need to hear you a little more.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Bring it closer there.
Bring it closer.
Good morning, Dominica.
That's it.
All right.
That's the Dominica energy.
All right.
Good morning to your name.
Charmaine Spencer. I'm the Director of Tourism with the Antigua and Barbuda Tourism Authority for the Caribbean and Latin America.
Okay.
Buenos dias, Dominica. Vanessa Ledesma, CEO of the Caribbean Hotel and Tourism Association. Delighted to be in the Nature Island.
It's delighted to have you here too.
Hi, good morning to everyone listening. My name is Patrice Simon, and I'm the Executive Director for the Antigua and Barbuda Hotels and Tourism Association.
So we have three powerful ladies here this morning. First, tell us what you're here for. What's the objective?
Well, we wanted to bring the land of 365 beaches to the land of 365 rivers to just introduce all of our happenings for the rest of the year. One of the major things that we have happening, obviously, is Caribbean Travel Marketplace, the 43rd edition, which will be taking place in Antigua and Barbuda. And we just wanted to invite persons from Dominica in the travel trade to come and experience, well, Antigua and Barbuda on the first hand, and then, of course, take part in the event. The event will be taking place in May, which is our culinary month. It's a new activity on our calendar. And then you have the chance to enjoy the culinary month and then, do business. So it's a little bleisure, a little bleisure trip. So yeah, that's what we're here to do this morning, just to invite persons from the hospitality industry, the travel trade, those that might not get the opportunity to travel normally to this event give them that chance to do so with Antigua being right next door.
All right. What basically you're here, but people saying what the Tourism Association of Antiguas in Dominica. Why Dominica?
Well, Dominica is one of our member destinations at the Caribbean Hotel and Tourism Association. Our footprint extends all the way through Bermuda in the north to the south, Suriname, Guyana. So as a member, we're here not only to promote and talk about Caribbean Travel Marketplace and our events, but also to connect with our stakeholders of the Dominica Hotel and Tourism Association as well, just to highlight the fact that Caribbean Travel Marketplace and our activities are very close by. And it's a great opportunity for our colleagues and friends in the Eastern Caribbean to join us in Antigua and Barbuda. It's only the third time the event happens on this side of the world. And with Antigua's accessibility, it is really very close and nearby for individuals in the industry to visit us.
All right. And talk to us about the call to action. How ready are you for this activity in Antigua?
Well, first of all, we just want to say thank you to the Caribbean Hotels and Tourism Association for selecting Antigua and Barbuda. It is a huge undertaking, but it's one that we have accepted because we understand how important an event like this is. Caribbean Travel Marketplace is bringing together all of what we term the suppliers, so all of the accommodation providers, tour providers, everyone that's operating within the tourism sector, and they're bringing international buyers, right? So whether you get your guests from the US, from the UK, from the Caribbean, from Canada, they're bringing the buyers down to have one-on-one meetings with our providers of tourism. So that allows you to generate business.
A lot of business.
A lot of business. So just imagine that type of event happens typically in the larger islands, right? And now it's here on your doorstep in Antigua and Barbuda. And our visit here is important because we want to encourage our tourism providers in the Eastern Caribbean to hop over. Take advantage of the fact that it's right on your doorstep. If you have an accommodation or if you have a tour, whatever business you have related to the industry, find out more about how you can participate in Caribbean Travel Marketplace.
How are you going to are you making it easy for, of course, the stakeholders to come to Antigua?
From a flight perspective, it's easy because we have the connection. Charmaine can speak more about that.
Yeah. Well, we do have, of course, the accessibility with our regional carriers from Dominica. Right now, for the event, Liat 20 is actually putting on a special of 25% discount off.
25%?
Yes, on travel to Antigua during that period. So there's really no excuse because you should be getting a lower fare. And then if you get, if the days don't work or for whatever reason, or you want to come before, like I said, you have Liat 20 doing the offers. You have Sunrise Airways also participating. You also have connectivity with Caribbean Airlines. So there is that accessibility. So there's, like Patrice said, we're right on your doorstep this time. And so you have reason to come and visit.
What dates are we talking about?
The event takes place May 18th to the 22nd. For the CHTA marketplace. But like I said, we can come anytime, any during the month. You can come any time of the year. We have lots going on. We're a year-round destination. So of course I would encourage persons to come all throughout the year.
Is Dominica your only stop?
No, this is actually our last stop. We've been hopping through the Caribbean, started in Antigua and Barbuda, the United States Virgin Islands, St. Martin, St. Kitts, and now in Dominica.
Save the best for last.
Saving the best. I like that. So, we should expect a lot there at this conference.
Yes, definitely. So, Caribbean Travel Marketplace is a business to business event. So, during 2 days, our suppliers and buyers have long day appointments between themselves where they discuss marketing opportunities, collaborations, and partnerships. And in addition to the 2 business days of Caribbean Travel Marketplace, and there is, of course, the social element and enjoying the wonderful hospitality of Antigua and Barbuda, we also have 2 other events: the Caribbean Travel Forum, which is a platform where we bring together public and private sector of the Caribbean hospitality and tourism industry to discuss opportunities and challenges in the industry. And then at the back end of the event, we have the Direct Booking Summit, a new event where we bring industry trends, insights, and practical tips for accommodation providers to increase businesses direct.
What about accommodation? Ready for that?
Yeah, we are ready. We at the Antigua and Barbuda Hotels and Tourism Association, we have created a list of accommodation providers that have offered special rates for the time of the conference. So if you're traveling between the 18th and the 22nd, Vanessa will give a bit later on the handles for you to follow in order to get a listing of all of the accommodation providers. One of a part of our hospitality, of course, once you're staying with one of our accommodation providing partners, you will get transportation as well to the different events that are happening during the time, from meetings to the parties we'll be hosting to the direct booking summit and the forum that Vanessa mentioned. It's a packed week, and we are definitely going to be taking care of our colleagues who will be coming across the Caribbean to visit Antigua and Barbuda.
Let's go back and rewind the tape a bit there. What is the purpose of the event?
I'll let you're looking at me, but I'll let Vanessa really speak to the event.
Okay.
So, Caribbean Travel Marketplace is the leading and premier business event for the travel community.
Okay.
So, it brings together, as Patrice mentioned earlier, all of the suppliers, destinations. On average, we have between 25 of 28 Caribbean destinations represented. They're ministers of tourism, other tourism authorities or tourism boards, hotel accommodation providers, attraction, anybody that sells, that supplies travel within the Caribbean footprint, meeting with tour operators, wholesalers that globally are selling the Caribbean and bringing the Caribbean to their guests. So during Caribbean Travel Marketplace, the objectives are to make those connections. There are some of these buyers that are joining us in the Caribbean for the first time. So at Marketplace, they have an opportunity of understanding the diversity of the product that the region has to offer. And for those that are already invested in the region, is an opportunity to discuss potential marketing opportunities, partnerships, special activities, special programs. And of course, we also have a media contingency that it's going to cover the event, experience Antigua and Barbuda, and ensure that the trade and consumer understand and know the variety of the product that the Caribbean has to offer.
The question, it seems simple, but why Antigua and Barbuda 2025?
Well, definitely various reasons. Antigua and Barbuda has excellent accessibility throughout the region, which was important for us, particularly as we're only bringing the event to this part of the Caribbean for the third time. So the connectivity to the smaller destinations is important. The connectivity from major markets as well is critical. And of course, the new venue at the American University of Antigua lends itself to provide a wonderful host for the event.
Break down for me the key events and activities.
Okay, so we kick off on May 18th with the Responsible Tourism Day. That's activities where the attendees have an opportunity to give back to the community and experience some of the offerings that Antigua has to offer. On Monday, May 19th, we have the Caribbean Travel Forum, the platform where we bring together public and private sector leaders to discuss opportunities and challenges. Caribbean Travel Marketplace then takes place from the Monday 19th through the 21st, and then we end the week of activities on Thursday, May 22nd with the Direct Booking Summit.
It may sound like a repeat question, but the economic benefits and regional tourism growth.
Definitely. So not only is the ability of all of the hotel stays, the experiences, taxi and accommodation, but from an exposure perspective, it will put further Antigua and Barbuda on the map, bringing together all of these buyers and individuals from major global markets. But the media exposure, not only during the event, but after the event extends. And of course, the ability of individuals that are joining us, some of them will take a bleisure trip and experience the destination from a visitor perspective, thereby contributing to the destination further by visiting restaurants, activities, and so more.
The next question, I'm sure the obvious one, how can we register?
Oh, you'll have to visit their website, CHTA.
Is chtamarketplace.com, which has all of the details about not only Caribbean Travel Marketplace, but also the Caribbean Travel Forum and the Direct Booking Summit.
Wow. Any final comments before I know we have another segment coming up?
No, absolutely. The reality is we are hosting this event. Antigua has been asked to host this event on this side of the Caribbean. And we have the opportunity here in the Eastern Caribbean to show up. If you are if you're in the hospitality or tourism sector. And there are so many different areas, as Vanessa mentioned, as a part of Caribbean Travel Marketplace for as long as you're in the sector that you can benefit. Whether you're coming and booking for the meeting days and having a booth and having those one-on-one meetings, or you've just established a villa or guest house and you want to learn how to drive bookings to your business, you have the Direct Booking Summit. So it's a massive networking event. And I really want to underscore the significance of it, one, and the importance of it being on this side of the Caribbean. We have an opportunity for our partners within the region to visit us and learn, network, and grow their business in the hospitality and tourism sector. This is a prime opportunity, and we're here because we want our partners to realize the significance of it.
There's a big growth in the Airbnb, so persons who just offer simple simple bed and breakfast events, that these people are also invited to come, right?
Absolutely. And we're seeing that growth in Antigua. We're seeing that growth in St. Lucia, Dominica, all across the Caribbean. So if you have decided to step foot into the hospitality sector in that way, are you really, do you have all of the marketing knowledge, all the techniques you need to really drive business to your villa and guest house? The Direct Booking Summit, which is an innovative one, that's been brought for the first time as a part of the conference, is an opportunity for you to know how to drive that business from your website digitally using AI. It's a packed agenda. So even if you're coming for that alone, is a great investment for your business.
All right. Any final comment from you before we go?
I'm just inviting everyone to come to Antigua and Barbuda to experience the CHTA travel marketplace. And of course, come as a visitor for regular travel. We look forward to seeing people there. But we want to, like Patrice said, underscore that this is a great opportunity for those persons in that business, in the travel and tourism and hospitality sector, to come and have that accessibility to such a grand event. Does not take place in the OECS or the Eastern Caribbean very regularly. Like we said, it's only the third time. So we would like to encourage our neighbors to come and take advantage of that.
Thank you. Final comments from you.
Thank you so much. Definitely, we look forward to seeing Dominica at Caribbean Travel Marketplace in Antigua and Barbuda, May.
Well, let's see what happens. Thank you for coming to Dominica.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, we have another segment coming up.
At Bloombox, we now carry and are fully stocked in granola fertilizers. Urea 46%, grateful leafy green 15-15-15, great for all vegetables or young fruit trees. 20-20-20, best for foliar spray and sit-ins and small vegetables. 12-12-17, great for tree crops or flowering vegetables and fruits. 12-24-12, root crop fertilizer like dasheen and white potato. 12-4-28, great for tree crops or flowering vegetables and fruits. Red potash for fruit trees and vegetables. All the fertilizers you need are available at Bloombox, located on Federation Drive, Goodwill, second property on the right after the Valley Link Road. Your one-stop shop for everything that grows. Let's bloom together.
Here's a fun fact. In just 29 seconds, you can say goodbye to paper bills forever. Seriously, in 29 seconds. That's less time than this ad. Head over to discoverflow.co or visit us in-store and update your contact information now. By October 1st, your bills will be digital, easy to access, secure, and hassle-free. So what are you waiting for? This ad still has 2 seconds left, and you could have already gone paperless.
There's Smooth.
And then there's Guinness Smooth.
It's a brand new cool.
Incredibly smooth.
Perfectly balanced.
For a smooth and refreshing taste.
How smooth? Well smooth. Guinness Smooth.
For a smooth and refreshing taste. New Guinness Smooth. Must be 18 years or older. Drink responsibly. Socialize responsibly.
Locally distributed by Belfast Estate Limited.
Dominica Q95 Radio is opened for your business in collaboration with the National Development Foundation of Dominica. Get ready to join Q95 Radio and NDFD for Nature Island Small Business Buzz, a live radio program bringing in empowerment to small business ideas and entrepreneurs across Dominica every Tuesdays and Thursdays from 4 to 5 p.m., offering a unique national platform for small, medium, and growing business enterprises in Dominica. Together, we'll aspire to connect, advertise, learn, collaborate, and witness small business entrepreneurs thrive and succeed in the fertile broadcasting soil of Q95 along with the NDFD. Join us on our journey every Tuesdays and Thursdays from 4 to 5 p.m. One unbroken, exciting hour of free Q95 Radio small business promotion as together we explore all the challenges, the setbacks, the setups, the comebacks, stories, the history, the startups, the breakthroughs, the financing, the sweat, the toil, the sleepless nights, the heartbreaks, the triumphs, the business plan, the overall success in pursuing your small business dream come true in the Commonwealth of Dominica. Join veteran broadcaster Franklin Peter Moses and Mr. Donald Bocasio, highly skilled, qualified, sought-after business and entrepreneurial manager, small business development expert, and strategic business coach. Together, we're taking you and your small business to the pinnacle of success in the Dominican economic landscape. So don't miss Nature Island Small Business Buzz every Tuesdays and Thursdays right here on Q95 Radio, the big station.
Mouvement créole à Secure. Tout le monde créole pour attention. Comité pour études créole Dominique. Et puis Radio QFM qui a présenté Mouvement créole. Tous les mardis soirs au 6 après-midi. Information, blagues, interviews, l'histoire, proverbes, discussions, reportages, apprendre à parler et puis écrit créole. Lien avec ton peuple créole. Bon musique créole. Mouvement créole. À nous faire un rendez-vous, messieurs, mesdames, tous les mardis soirs. QFM qui est frappé avec bon parole créole. Sans ça participer, qui est nous rapidement Timamaïla, Mouvement créole à seconde station QFM. Voici avec nous tous les mardis soirs 6h pour Mouvement créole. Matchez ça.
I told you, there's more vibes, huh? We're talking to some tourism officials there from Antigua and Barbuda. This is the second segment. We're talking culinary month, right? So I'm surrounded by some powerful ladies this morning. All ladies, huh? Unfortunately.
Not unfortunately.
No.
Woman power.
All right, so let's introduce ourselves this morning. Tell us who you are.
So I'm Maria Blackman, Marketing Communications Manager at the Antigua and Barbuda Tourism Authority.
Okay.
And I am Carol Christian, Marketing Communications Officer at Antigua and Barbuda Tourism.
Anybody that's introducing themselves again?
I'm sitting in with the vibes team.
The vibes team. Oh.
Charmaine Spencer again.
So we're excited to be here today.
You're excited?
To speak to you about our culinary month in May, as well as Antigua Carnival that's coming up from July 25th to August 5th.
What's the date?
July 25th to August 5th for Antigua Carnival.
Okay.
And our culinary month is the entire month of May.
All right. Okay, so tell us about the culinary month, first of all. What's going on there?
So we are introducing our culinary month, which runs from May 1st to 31st. And during culinary month, we have key events happening. We have Restaurant Week, which happens from May 4th to 22nd. We have our Food Forum, which is on May 13th. Back up there, we have our Fab Fest, which is May 4th.
A Fab Fest.
Yes.
Break that down for me, please. Okay.
Arts and Beverage Festival. So it's an open, elevated experience where you can expect taco style servings, chef demos, live entertainment, and art showcases.
Okay. How can visitors get to these events? How?
Yeah.
No, I'm saying, but
in terms of ticketing?
Ticketing, yes.
Okay. So you can visit Antigua and Barbuda Culinary Month's website to get all the information about the different events that are happening throughout the month of May. And also visit Antigua and Barbuda and all the social media platforms.
The question is, how can visitors and locals get involved in these events?
So they can participate by going to different restaurants. We have over 50 restaurants that have registered.
You say 50, 50? 50. Okay.
Have prefix menus. So the price ranges are from $25, $50, and $75. So you can dine like a royalty without breaking the bank. So you can also enjoy our Eat Like a Local program. We have a map that's designed to locate all these island spots. So if you want your boat water,
all the local stuff available, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you're not into just the fine dining things, we have our local cuisines that you can indulge in.
Can you tell us about what restaurants or chefs should be we looking for?
Okay, so we have a number of chefs coming. So we have Chef Andy Oliver, Kareem Roberts, Floyd Lewis, Sean Benjamin, and many more other chefs coming into the island. And they are going to be indulging in pop-up events. They're going to be working with other local chefs, and they're going to be doing the tasting dinners.
I hope we see some Dominican chefs there. Now, how does Culinary Month help promote Antigua and Barbuda as a food destination?
So Culinary Month helps us to promote Antigua and Barbuda as a food destination, not only just for food. We're trying to show off our culture, our cuisine, and this month of May shows the different flavors of Antigua and Barbuda. So you can come and taste our culture and enjoy our food.
The question is, if I'm coming to Antigua now, and what are the dishes you'd advise me to go for?
Our local dishes, of course, our pepper pot, or chicken and saltfish, the boat water.
You know, I heard the word pepper pot, and I think I remember. Tell me a little more about that pepper pot. Everybody's talking about pepper pot. What does it involve?
Our pepper pot is pumpkin and spinach and okra and salted meat. If you don't want salted meat, you can just do. We have seafood pepper pots.
Okay.
If persons are not into the meat, and we have regular chicken pepper pots.
Okay, so
all of this is mixed up.
In the melange, yes.
Pepper pots, a whole mixture of everything.
Including rice, right? That's no rice.
Spinach, pumpkin, okra. Some person putting plenty.
Oh wow! I wouldn't mind sampling that one. So
with the salt meat, so you get the pigtail and
your gel cochon, they call it in Dominica, pig meat. Now, how can I get more information about this?
Social platforms, restaurant, Antigua and Barbuda Restaurant Week, pages on Instagram and Facebook.
All right, our next segment, Carnival is coming up right there in Antigua. That's your segment.
That's my segment. Yes.
Yes.
I'm so
excited. You're a carnival lady.
I am a carnival lady, and this year is going to be a whole other vibe. Our theme for this year is "It's a Vibe." So we're bringing all of the energy to Antigua Carnival 2025.
What makes Antigua and Barbuda Carnival different? Because we just had our carnival, and of course, you know, people will say, "Well, this carnival is best. This one is." What makes you different?
Antigua Carnival was established in 1957. We are considered the Caribbean's greatest summer festival, the first summer festival for the Caribbean. And so I would like to think that we're a little bit more established.
Okay.
This year for 2025, we're celebrating some major milestones like Hell's Gate Steel Orchestra, one of the first steel orchestras formed in Antigua. They are celebrating 80 years. And whenever there's a panorama show, that's the steel pan competition that we have in Antigua, they really come out and they just bring the vibes and the high energy and the costumes. If you're not into pan, when you come to Antigua Carnival and you go to our panorama and you see those orchestras with over 50 members strong, and it's young people. One of the things that we did earlier on is we put steel pan back in the schools, and so our panorama competition is full of youth, and so they just bring the energy and they understand, they're performing, they have their whole theatric presentation going, and it's really good, and we're so excited about celebrating with Hell's Gate this year as they do their 80 years. Also, when we came on, you would have heard some music from Claudette Peters. Claudette Peters is half Dominican, so you know,
I think I saw.
she was here for your mass.
I think it's.
So she's celebrating 20 years this year, and she's one of the icons in Antigua and Barbuda in terms of our music. Starting off from, she's some really good songs, and then I'm just remembering Not You, Na Na Na, I'm gonna have a good day today, and Something's Got a Hold on Me. I don't want to sing too much, but we're really excited about our musicians. And you know that when you think about Carnival, really and truly, it's the music that sets the tone and the energy for the Carnival to come. And this year we have some really good songs coming out. We have Tia and Winter, who's iconic. And if you didn't know, I'm letting you know now that Tia and Winter and Asa Banton are going to be facing off during Antigua Carnival 2025. Yes. And it's going to be hot. So we have a large Dominican population in Antigua. Some of them don't know which side they're going to sit on, because some of them are now Dominican Antigua. So we're going to have a lot of fun on July 25th when we have that face-off in Carnival City with Tia and Winter and Asa Banton.
Wow.
It's going to be hot. It's going to be really hot. And so we're encouraging everybody that's in Dominica, you're thinking about coming to Antigua for Carnival, to bring your flags, right?
But I've never been to Carnival in Antigua. I've never been. So what are the must-attend events for
the must-attend events? So our Carnival is very unique. Our Carnival is really 13 days. So 13 days of betting.
Wow.
And 5 opportunities to enjoy Mass on the road. And I like to think that it's affordable as well, right? So there are 2 opportunities for you to come out, like 2 weekends. So you can come in the first weekend of Carnival, which starts from July 26th, and then you can play T-shirt Mass. So T-shirt Mass is very affordable. It's an opportunity for you to don a T-shirt, but then sometimes those T-shirts become monokinis and muscle tees for the guys, and it's not a T-shirt. Let's just say that, right? So you're on the road and you're playing playing T-shirt Mass, and you're having a good time, and that's an affordable option for people who cannot come for the second week of our Carnival, which is Carnival Monday and Tuesday, the 4th and the 5th, and those are the days when you don the costumes, right? So you have 2 options: the T-shirt Mass, affordable option. You come that first week, you have a good time, or you can come back another time. If you can't come the first time, come back the second time and you play the full-on Mass, pretty Mass, as some people like to call it.
Some people want to be getting their costume.
And that's the opportunity for you to get into that costume. You come in on that Carnival. I'm giving you the weekend, so you can start your weekend from Thursday, July 31st. That's another option. And you're going to Melting Pot. Melting Pot is when we bring in all of the regional acts as well as the local acts, and they have one big soca show, high energy street performances, always bringing the vibes. And then you go to our watch night. Our watch night really is where we kind of, reflect on our past. It's an opportunity to really get in touch with the whole culture and the true meaning behind a Carnival, because we do take that part of our Carnival serious as well. And their presentation presentations and speeches by members of the Rastafarian community, as well as the African Reparations Association. And then from there, we're going into our Calypso Monarch.
She doesn't want
on
to
the
stop.
Friday,
She's on a roll.
because I need to let people, and then we have, because there's so much happening. There's so much happening, and it's a really good time to be in Antigua. And then we have Rise. Rise is a morning party. When we have Antigua Carnival, we don't sleep. So when you're coming from Calypso Monarch, you're not going to sleep. You're going to Rise that starts at 12 a.m. and you're putting on your bathing suit or your trunks, and it's all about paint, powder, music, and water. And Triple K is going to be there.
Triple K.
Yeah, we have a large Dominican community in Antigua, so we really have a lot of Dominican musicians and artists come over to Antigua for our carnival, and we really embrace it. We love the bouillon music, and we love WCK, Triple K, we just love them all. So we want people to come out. Yeah, they have their own.
You get a taste of Dominica.
We do, we really do. And Rise event is one that's not to be missed. And then we go into our Juve on the morning of Monday, August 4th. And that's when we have all of the street bands on the road, the DJs, the sound systems, and persons just really having a good time. You get to see a lot of the old-time cultural characters, the John Bull, the Iron Band. Antigua and Barbuda is known for our Iron Band music. And Iron Band is when you really kind of just find like a cowbell, old tire rim, anything that can make a clang, clang, clang noise. You're taking it up and you're joining the Iron Band. And then we have persons who do oil and paint and mud on the streets, as well as some old-time cultural characters. And then you go into your Monday Mass. You put on your pretty costume, and your Tuesday Mass, your pretty costume, and then you have your last lap. So there are 5 opportunities to jam on the road that opening up T-shirt Mass, the Juve morning, the Carnival Monday, the Carnival Tuesday, as well as the last lap. So that's what really kind of sets Antigua's Carnival apart. That's what makes us unique. And it's, as I mentioned, it's 13 days of non-stop jamming.
But what would you say to somebody who's thinking about it and have not booked just yet? What would you tell them?
In the words of our former commissioner of festivals, you have to come, man. You do. It really is a truly unique experience, and we're all embracing
a Caribbean experience,
a true Caribbean experience.
All right, we have to wrap up at this time, but it was a pleasure having you this morning. Let's see if I can make it this year.
Please do. We'd love to have you
for the very first time.
Yes.
All right. Good morning. It was nice having you.
Thank you.
Safe flight back to Antigua.
And as we mentioned earlier, you can get to Antigua Carnival with Sunrise Airways, Liat 2020, and Caribbean Airlines.
I think she wanted to add her voice there now. So tell me something. I know you were in the last segment where you want to add your voice. Come for Carnival. Why?
Well, she just explained everything. It's a vibe.
It's a vibe.
It's a vibe. You were in here getting excited. You want to come. It's the vibe.
I might come.
Yes.
All right. Well, thank you for coming this morning.
Thank you for having us. It's been a pleasure.
It's been a pleasure.
And
Thank you.
Looking forward to enjoying Dominica.
Thank you. So tell my friend Darwin Telemac hi for me. You know him?
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
All right. Bye-bye now. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Sweet music jamming down. You got my man. You got my man. You got my man.
At Blue Box, we now carry and are fully stocked in granola fertilizers. Urea 46%, great for leafy green 15-15-15, great for all vegetables or young fruit trees 20-20-20, best for foliar spray and seedlings and small vegetables 12-12-17, great for tree crops or flowering vegetables and fruits 12-24-12, root crop fertilizer like dasheen and white potato 12-4-28, great for tree crops or flowering vegetables and fruits, red potash for fruit trees and and vegetables. All the fertilizers you need are available at Bloombox, located on Federation Drive, Goodwill, second property on the right after the Valley Link Road. Your one-stop shop for everything that grows. Let's bloom together.
The way to pay.
You asked for it and you got it. A quicker way to pay your bills online. It's fast, secure, and easy to use. No registration, no additional fees. Flow is now offering FastPay, an online service that allows you to settle your bills in less than 2 minutes. Need a receipt? FastPay will send it to your email immediately. Use FastPay now for convenience, safety, and efficiency at discoverflow.co/fastpay.
You're on your
Whoa! Exciting news from AutoTrade. Incredible savings are here. Take advantage of AutoTrade's Thrifty Thursday promotion. Mark your calendars. On the last Thursday of each month, AutoTrade is offering up to 20% off items throughout the store. Yes, 20% off. But wait, here's more. Keep your eyes peeled for our exclusive Deal of the Day offer, bringing you even bigger discounts on select items. Whether you're looking for car accessories, maintenance essentials, or just browsing for a great deal, we've got you covered. So be sure to swing by AutoTrade every last Thursday. At AutoTrade, it's more than a vehicle, it's a relationship. Terms and conditions apply.
But if they would say something like this, I like Linus Vepla too. I want to tell my daughter, my family brought me to Linus after I died. And the way Linus took care of my body with respect and dignity, my jamais avec à West Pesal à l'émotive vivant. Linhurst Funeral Home, 30 years of experience, professional, reliable and compassionate service. We've had 24-hour emergency service. So long, monumo, pakite anye batu diwa. PA 449-1800, 275-7564, 449-2100, or the emergency number 277-1800. Evakite tout busy in Linhurst. That time is for you to breathe and grieve. Linhurst is not willing that any should die, but Bobot, Zandra, you must go. So when you go to the best chaperone, Linhurst Funeral Home. Mama tutu famdi, si se pa Linhurst, i ga vini ale yo.
Our numbers are 449-1800, 449-2100, 275-7564, and 276-0400. Call Linhurst.
Ooh, oh, KFC. Ooh, oh, KFC. Looking for some place to go. Emails for so. KFC. Grab your family and your friends. Join in the experience. KFC. It's the best to be. Made for you and me. KFC. KFC. It's finger licking good.
Shop with confidence at Courts. Get the lowest prices guaranteed. Get appliances, furniture, electronics, and so much more. If you find a lower price on any other products elsewhere, we'll match the price. Plus, we'll give you back 110% of the difference. Shop with confidence only at Courts. Bringing value home. Special conditions apply.
Non-Stop Prices Ministries Incorporated presents Shana, the 5th edition, under the theme Come Alive in 2025. Friday, 18th April from 7 p.m. at the PSU building in Brussels. Come, let us denounce the spell of dog-eat-dog mentality in our nation, jealousy and greed, and instead let us love each other. Let us make a difference. Speakers include Evangelist Claude Weeks, Pastor Bon Vigilant, Pastor Alroy Hamilton. Let us dance and praise to the music of singing evangelist Julian Rivera, Hilltop Singers, Evangelist Valentine, Evangelist Heston Charles, host of Non-Stop Praises. We seek God to break the evil spells over our nation. Shona, the 5th edition. Come receive your breakthrough, deliverance, and victory. Friday, 18th April 2025 at 7 p.m. at the PSU building, live on Kyrie FM.
Big news, Dominica! Do It Center is now even closer to you with the opening of Do It Center Express, conveniently located on Cork Street, right next to Fresh Market. Get all your home improvement essentials fast with everything from tools and paints to home decor and more. Plus, enjoy the same great service you know and trust. Now, just a quick stop in the city. Visit us today at Do It Center Express, your partner in home improvement, now closer than ever.
All right, Dominica, we're back with the discussion as it relates to garbage, now related to leptospirosis. There's an increase here in Dominica. So again, the question is, how do we resolve our garbage disposal problem? Rubbish is all over the place. It's here, there, and everywhere. Let's take a few phone calls. And of course, it's been reported that we have a few cases, maybe 10 reported cases of leptospirosis in Dominica. So it's definitely on the increase there. Hello, talk to me on the telephone. Talk to me.
Matt, I want to be very sober on that one.
Mm-hmm.
Matt, I ask in your direct question, don't you think health and national security should be conjoint twins, Matt? You know, when twins stick together?
It should be, yes.
And some of them surgically they cannot be separated. Because the both of them would...
Would you say security or would you say health? Health and... I'm trying to get the term we just used. Would you put security and health together? Would you say that?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
They're supposed to work in some synergy, some harmony, like a conjoint twin, Mark, or twins, conjoint twins. I watching, remember I keep telling you Blackmore is the Minister of National Insecurity. You remember I saying that enough times, Matt?
Yep.
You may not subscribe to it, you may not buy into it, pay into it or whatever, but I'm just saying that when I watch what is going on, Matt, leptospirosis, look, we just hearing it is deadly, Matt. A couple of years ago, it killed some, popular guy. They said that he ate a banana on a farm and whatever. Rats may have, urinated on and whatever. I can't remember the gentleman's name. But Matt, look at that. The Minister of Health, McIntyre, they said that his mouth could not even melt butter because he's so polite and respectful. That is why they say, do not judge a book by the cover, and it's not all that glitter is gold. No matter if that matter is that relevant, quickly, like an emergency, Matt, you would listen to the Minister of Health.
Mm-hmm.
Don't you think, Matt?
True.
What McIntyre did a couple months ago, sometimes in last year, he come ridiculing Dominicans, telling them, oh, you don't see the barrel, you come in like before, or you live quietly, think or you meet greener pastures. Well, the pastures are not that green on the other side, and when you call all your family for money, they say, oh, I just leaving to go to my third job. And among people who believe that would be so caring and concerning as a medical doctor, one of the oaths to do no harm. I think it's a Hippocratic oath, they call it, having to do with doctors and those people there. But where is the voice of McIntyre? 10 cases, Matt, 10. And one fatality in the 10. Where's McIntyre? He's too busy covering the tire tracks, Matt.
Well, McIntyre is in finance right now, you know.
Well, I am. You see that, man? They're changing them so much. But they say to go to school this month in a classroom and ask them, who is the Minister of Health? When they get it right this week, this month, next month, if they go, you ask them the same question. But they'll get it wrong because there's another minister. Scary shuffling them like a deck of cards. Who is the Minister of Health? I'm Kassan. Which one of them, Matt?
Kasani Laville, yes.
Where is it? I mean, Kasani, there's supposed to be an emergency meeting. Where is Kasani? Where is Blackmore? Blackmore is a man, I don't know. I shall ask Marvin, is a rat that bites scared because he's not scared Blackmore. Because you see Blackmore like a man that come out England with a big laugh. Matt, you don't do laugh, I laugh you on Mervyn, yes. Mervyn says he's somebody, so you really think it's an old man that come out overseas with a big jacket and whatever. So I said, now I hearing about leptospirosis. Maybe a rat bite Blackmore. Blackmore and Kasani Laville. I know the be it all and the end it all scary. Will not want to talk about that. He's suffering from the smoke from the barbecue grill. But can all you come and address the people? And with that garbage, Matt, a lot of people become immune to things, addicted to things, and they try to justify everything, whether good or bad. Matt, that is a shame, you know. Matt, you see in tourists, Matt, are we not in the peak of the tourist season, Matt?
We are.
Matt, how can an administration, a government, I don't know how to pronounce it, watch a country deteriorate in that state, Matt, and not come with some urgent redress, Matt? Matt, it is so sad. I born and raised in that country, and a lot of people, it's about me, my, I. That's the name the Chinese give to Scary. And they say his nickname is Trupul. But I focus on us, not me, my, I. I focus on us, Matt, because they have a thing saying, when your comrade beard catch fire, you take water and you sprinkle yours. Le bab comme on do point diffé, point gros ever who's sao. And the other thing says, what happened to the nostrils happened to the eyes because something enter your nostril and your eyes start to water while trying to clear your nostrils. So, Matt, all of us can sit down there and feel we are having a field day. We're laughing all the way to the bank. The Nassis, the Astapans, the Duncan, the Raphael or the Sams and the Lawrences and everybody. Why his name? All of them, Matt, you know them passport wheelers and dealers and laugh, you know, all the way to the bank. It have nothing to do with audio. It's just a matter of time. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Somebody said they wanted to hear this song there from David Rodder. Is it applicable? Let's find out.
Somebody putting all the bandits away. If they do the crime, they don't damn well. But somebody promising a human right, while somebody threatening to put out their life. The more trees full with little teenage boys. A police stop the wing and put an end to the joy. Now they're lying cold for their mama to born. The Nike's gone, the gold teeth gone. You see they want the fucking fun with blue silk. They want the statue drinking full cream milk. The little red silk is not their true friend. The blue one have to extra north on the end. So I tag on the terrorists, now they're taking the hell. But look where it's reached, well, I hear a madman call.
Hello, talk to me. Yes, it's 9:37 in the morning. Talk to me.
Hello, Mark, you hear me?
I'm hearing you loud and clear, sir.
Health is wealth.
It is well, yes.
Now, Dr. McIntyre did a very good job during the COVID as the Minister of Health. As a matter of fact, he was made Man of the Year for his contribution and what he did during the COVID-19. Now, the health situation in Dominica is at risk. The garbage disposal, in my view, is now in a crisis situation. Okay? Why don't you, or could you not have Mr. McIntyre have a reshuffling of portfolio and get Mr. McIntyre back in health so as he could deal with the crisis situation? Okay? Now, another thing about the disposal of garbage. People like Casey Shillingford, I think they have a private arrangement when they dispose of all the garbage. I think you pass on King George 50 sometimes the weekend they at the back there. I think they all the supermarkets, I know Fortune also they have the private arrangement. But you go around also and you see all outside the Chinese stores, all these big boxes and all this garbage and whatnot. Can they not have their own private arrangement to dispose of this garbage? I'm just looking at what we have to have solutions for this matter. And Matthew, before I leave, I want you to have a program with regards to the wishes of my brother Rudy Douglas. And I think he wanted to plant the Dominica flag in Bird Island. I think the time has come down with what is happening in the world for Dominica to plant its flag in Bird Island.
Don't you think that our Prime Minister, Mr. Roosevelt Scary, has a good relationship with the President of Venezuela? Don't you think he should begin that discussion?
I think that.
I said the Prime Minister, Mr. Skerritt, has a very good relationship with Maduro in Venezuela. I'm saying, don't you think he can start that conversation?
Bird Island, in my view, internationally belongs to Dominica. And I would like to see an argument as far as that is concerned. Because you look, Trump is claiming Greenland, and you know, I mean, but Bird Island, I remember as a boy, you know, and subject to correction, but we had turtles, coming into Dominica. They were from Bird Island, from my understanding, around Bird Island, and coming, and the hundreds of turtles, and they had the pool in King Pig, where they used to dump them and whatnot, and we used to sell turtle meat and eggs and whatnot and so on. I think this, well, I remember Captain Mark or something of the sort. They used to bring these boats from Bird Island. The fact is there ready? And yes, we need, I think, to discuss the question of Bird Island as our property.
No. I want to agree with you, but I haven't answered my question. Don't you think Prime Minister Skerritt and, of course, the hierarchy of the Labour Party should start that conversation? Do you think they will have that conversation? That's the question. That's the question, Mr. Dyer. That's the question.
We can have a discussion on it. Okay?
We can have a discussion, but you know who's at the top. I don't doubt you at all. I'm just saying we need to start the conversation. That has to begin with the Prime Minister and Mr. Maduro. Would you agree with me?
As he spread out on the wall, he said, this is it, No time to give up, brother. No time to quit.
We have a stop coming up in a few minutes. Do you think Mr. Scary will have that conversation at this time? When Trump is looking at anybody having a relationship with Venezuela? Hello, talk to me on the telephone, yes? Good morning.
Not possible. There's not the slightest chance. But
Thank you.
besides Trump, man, let us remember that Mr. Maduro bragged about forgiving our debt. Remember that?
Mm-hmm. Forgive. Oh, sorry, I missed that.
But somebody let in the cocaine. Somebody to clean up the land. But this please not
All right, Dominica, we're going to have a conversation for the next few minutes and we'll continue the discussion, huh? Next few minutes, we'll be talking cooperatives. You know, on the hot seat, everybody wants a piece of the hot seat, huh? You'd want to understand why. 449-309-596 and 97. Let's say good morning to our guest this morning. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing good. Good morning, Matt. Good morning, regular listeners.
All right, tell the people who you are.
My name is Phoenix Belfield. I'm from the Dominica Cooperative Societies League Limited.
Mm-hmm.
And we're here to have a conversation.
Okay. Which one?
Anyone?
Yes, anyone. Anyone is fine.
All right. Good.
Okay. We're hearing you loud and clear. So you're saying we're here to have a conversation about cooperatives.
Right. So this at the end of this month, we'll be having our compliance conference. And it's really nationally focused, but we're also inviting participants from within the region to come and be a part of the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not just about cooperatives, not just about credit unions. We'll also be having the non-credit unions, the banks, offshore banks, insurance, the jewelers, the insurance companies, and so forth. They'll be part of the conversation because compliance is everybody's business.
Mm-hmm. So tell us exactly what is going on. Is it a week, a day, or?
It's a 2-day event from April 24th to 25th. What will be happening is that on the day 4, because you would have noticed from last year, we had the whole CFATF assessment and so forth,
Mm-hmm.
and there were some recommendations coming out from that. And so the Dominica Cooperative Societies League, in collaboration with the regulator, which is the FSU, we decided to put together a compliance conference to really elevate the level of the compliance culture within at the national level.
Mm.
And so the idea of this is really to bring together the critical stakeholders within the sector to have that conversation on compliance, learn from best practices, learn different techniques and so forth, and discuss some of the challenges. We'll be also having additional regional regulators coming in to also bolster that conversation. So it's really Dominica's effort at improving the compliance culture, understanding some of the critical things that are happening, learning from best practices,
Mm-hmm.
and also learning different strategies and techniques. Yeah.
Wow, I'm sure there's some people listening and still don't understand the word cooperative. Break it down for them. What is a cooperative?
Well, the cooperative, remember, the cooperative really came from the ethos of people coming together,
Mm-hmm.
helping one another. And so the cooperative movement, as now you have the credit unions, and mind you, the cooperatives are not just credit unions, because you have financial cooperatives, which are the credit unions, and then you also have the non-financial cooperatives, which are like the producer cooperatives,
Right.
So they are not just financial cooperatives, they're not just credit unions. Whenever people come in together, and I think you're quite aware of the expression of the
Mhm.
susu,
Right.
susu, and then you have the expression where people will come together. I can't. My Creole is not on point this morning, No. Where people come together and, like, for example, you have a project and they come together in the village.
Oh, yes, I know.
Right. They come together in the village, and some people pour cement, some people cook a broth and that kind of thing.
Mhm.
So it's really an embodiment of that collective spirit, people coming together to elevate the lives or the collective livelihood of everybody. Kudme. Right. So it's the same Kudme spirit that is prevalent here in the cooperative movement. It is just now an expression within the financial context where you have members coming together and pooling their resources and to form what we now call a credit union. And so average person, the other members can come and borrow, and those members who would have deposited can get dividends and interest.
Speak to us about some of the cooperatives we have here in Dominica.
Well, we have the credit union. We have six credit unions. We have the National Cooperative Credit Union, which you all know. It's the largest within the OECS and the sixth largest within the Caribbean. We have Central Cooperative. We have Marigot. We have West Coast, Grand Bay, St. Mary's, and what you find is that the six cooperatives that we have is spread across the length and breadth of Dominica. I think in total you have about 27 branches and sub-branches.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, we're the only branch of financial institution that have not closed. In fact, we've increased our footpath nationally. You've seen Grand Bay open up a branch in Bellevue. You've seen West Coast open up a branch in Pottersville.
Mm-hmm.
You've seen Marigot reopen their branch in Wesley. You know, so whereas other financial institutions are not finding it lucrative to stay within the villages and provide these critical financial services to the people, we are there at the point where they need us the most. And I think that is really why we're coming together, even within the same sense, why we're coming together to serve the people, because we're of the people.
What do you think are some of the challenges facing cooperatives at this moment?
Well, one of the critical challenges facing the cooperative, and it's precisely why I'm here today, is from a compliance perspective, because cooperatives, as you'd know it a couple of years ago, I mean, somebody could have just walked in, I could have walked in with you, and the loan officer would recognize Matt, and Matt would say, listen, you know, I'm come and give Belfield a loan. You know, just on the back of your integrity, you would get that loan. But now, because of the burdening compliant nature for financial transacting, you're now required to make a lot of declarations. We call them KYC, which is know your customer.
Right.
Or if you put it in the context of members, KYM, know your member. And now you're asked to know the name of your dog, what type of food it eats, you know, your grandmother, your power, your nene, right? So and because
why has it become that way?
Well, it has become because financial transacting has become, you find in some jurisdiction it has become creative. It has become, you're having a lot of what we call bad actors in the system that are using the simplicity. So now you and I might just go to take out $5 and do things, but there are people who in the system that would want to take advantage of that liberty. And then as a result, you know, it becomes like a Peter pay for all situation, Peter pay for Paul, Paul pay for all. Because what happened now, that leverage that we once have is now being and can be abused in many instances. So you have at the national level, at the regional level, and at the global level, you have people coming in and say, hey, listen, no, we need to tighten up because people are using it for nefarious reasons. People are using it to, we call it AML, CFT, funding of terrorism. I mean, we haven't had those incidents really here in Dominica. But the
world being what it is today,
exactly,
it may come.
Yeah, and they always look for the vulnerable systems to use. They also look for the vulnerable jurisdictions to use. Although whenever you come back to it, when the big authorities go look for where these laundering are happening, it's never in the Caribbean. It's always in the UK and the US and so forth. So, but it is what it is because we're the smaller jurisdiction. We don't really have much of a say. So most of what we do to remain a critical player within the financial system, we have to pay to play. And so if you want to be included in the SWIFT system, if you want to be included in the global transacting system, you want to be able to send and receive money worldwide and receive funds and clear to the US and all of that, there are certain rules that you must abide by. And we don't set that rules. We comply with them. So when we meet together, like in this occasion, we sit down and decide, okay, this is what's happening on the global front. How do we as small jurisdictions navigate these treacherous water? How
Well,
do we process it?
how do you defend though that I mean you speak about challenges. How do you defend that when people say that the credit unions have become too commercialized? How do you defend that?
Well, this is something that we always have to defend, and you cannot. The first thing you have to understand when people say that is where they're coming from. What are the reasons why they believe it's become commercialized? I've personally asked a few persons who've said so, and they said, well, essentially, we're having big buildings, we're doing certain products and so forth. I said, but that is a reflection of the evolving needs of the membership. You remember back in the day, the membership just simply needed maybe a $50 for a bag of fertilizer. Now the membership are asking the credit unions for cards. They want checking system. They want the same. They want to do business with the credit union, but they want a lot of the services that our commercial banking friends offer. Okay. And they're saying, listen, it's just like you. They come to Matt and they say, Matt, we want to be on your bureau with your program, but we want to be streamed on Facebook. We want to have social media interaction. What do you do? If you don't give it to them, they'll leave you and they go somewhere else. So what we've seen is actually the evolution of the needs of the membership that are forcing the directorate of the credit union movement to take certain directions. And if you don't provide for them, I'll give you an example. Most of the firm supporters, the savers, probably about 60% of the savers are over 45 within the credit union. But we're not tapping in as much as possible into the Gen Z and Gen X population. Why? Because they want everything expressed. They want it now for now. Now, if you don't give it to them now for now, they'll go to the other players in the market. So the credit union have to find itself. They have to find a way withal to ensure that this segment, this uncatered for, untapped segment of the population is catered for, because they are going to be the future of the credit union. So when people say it's becoming like the commercial bank, the first thing, I don't rush to defend. The first thing I ask, I say, how? And if you hear them, they refer to two things: how the buildings are looking prettier, or that is becoming onerous, compliance-wise, which is exactly what we're talking about. Because they're saying, oh, they're asking me for all of that. It wasn't like that. The compliance requirement for the credit union.
They want my grandmother's name and everything.
But that's what I'm telling you. So they're saying that the same requirements that they're associating with the other financial institutions, they now have to comply with the credit union. And we have to explain to them. That is why we're having this conference as well, because we have to explain to them that compliance is not just a banking thing. It's not just a credit union thing. Once you're a major player in the financial space, you have to comply with certain rules, or else you're going to be excluded. You could have your license revoked. You can be fined by the regulatory body. So it is, I think, what we can do, and what I do concede, is that we have to do a little bit more in terms of educating our membership on what compliance is all about, why these changes are happening, how it will impact them, and what we're doing for them to make their lives easier.
So compliance is one of the major items for that conference.
Well, it is the only item on the conference to discuss.
Only?
Yes, it is a compliance conference.
Wow.
Yeah. So this is because it's a major issue. Remember, we had this whole grey listing thing, and Dominica was removed from the list. And it is because, as a compliant jurisdiction, we were able to now put some things in place. So we're now building on those efforts that we've had, and we're now seeing how we can now go a step further. Not necessarily to become super compliant, but understanding the regards of what is necessary for us to continue as business entities, as financial entities, and also to allow for best practices to come on play in our operation. So we'll be bringing across all these critical players in the market space, the bank, and like I said, this is not now a credit union thing. We're going to have commercial banks there. We're going to have offshore banks. We're going to have jewelers. We're going to have the insurance company.
Only from Dominica?
No, we've invited some partners from the region, but it's really focused on Dominica this instance, because we want to elevate the level of consciousness here. But we've invited some players. We have some regulators. We have some experts. We'll be talking about cryptocurrency. We'll be talking about security and compliance and systems. We'll be talking about technology. We'll be talking about what's happening at the global level, at the regional level. We'll be having interactions from our regional partners, central bank, and all of that. So we really want to elevate that discussion. And so that's going to be happening over the next 2 days, from the 24th to the 25th. It is our hope that this becomes an annual exercise, so that by that token, our membership can understand greater what is it that we're doing, how we're doing it, and why we're doing it for them.
Give me the dates again before we wrap it up.
April 24th to the 25th. It's going to be held at the the State Convention Center.
Mhm.
There in the morning. If somebody wants to register, they can just look up the name of it, or the acronym is ARCS, Annual Regional Compliance Summit. The number, let me get the number for you. The number, but if they go on Facebook or they go on LinkedIn, they can reach us. So they can reach us at the league. They can send us a WhatsApp or anything, and we can provide more information on that.
Is it a free conference?
No, it's not. No. It's
Okay.
not. The membership, we would have the institutions would sponsor persons attending the conference, but we will be having though some public sessions.
But what about persons who might not be in a cooperative that might want to attend?
No, they can still register. It is not limited to cooperatives. It's not limited to banks, or anybody that wants to attend can attend. They can register. There's a registration link. There's a registration link for them to attend. So it is not limited to anybody. Once you're in the financial space, you could be a lawyer, you could be a broker, you could be somebody, you could be a jeweler, you could be somebody, an NPO. We've had the recent thing about the NPOs and NGOs.
Right.
You can also register to be in that conference.
All right, we have to wrap it up now. So just give us your final comments before you go.
But we want to encourage the general public, Dominicans abroad, those who are interested in attending the conference. You can attend the conference. You can contact us on the. I'm just pulling up the number there. You can contact us on our Facebook page, DCSLL, or you can look for annual regional compliance conference, and you can get all the information you need there from us. Contact anybody at the league. You can contact us on that. It's just 2 days of activities, and we're looking forward to really having a good time and increasing the awareness. Of course, Matt, because you've extended an open invite to me, I'll be back to discuss how it is shaping up and perhaps give you a post-mortem.
Anytime.
On it. Thank you very much.
You're most welcome. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. Mr. Belleville.
Non-Stop Praises Ministries Incorporated presents Shana, the 5th edition, under the theme Come Alive in 2025. Friday, 18th April from 7 p.m. at the PSU building in Roseau. Come, let us denounce the spell of dog-eat-dog mentality in our nation, jealousy and greed, and instead let us love each other. Let us make a difference. Speakers include Evangelist Claude Weeks, Pastor Bon Vigilant, Pastor Alroy Hamilton. Let us dance and praise to the music of singing evangelist Julian Rivera, Hilltop Singers, Evangelist Valentine, Evangelist Heston Charles, host of Non-Stop Praises. We seek God to break the evil spells over our nation. Shana, the 5th edition. Come receive your breakthrough, deliverance, and victory. Friday, 18th April, 2025 at 7 p.m. at the PSU building, live on Kyrie.
Big news, Dominica! DeWitt Center is now even closer to you with the opening of DeWitt Center Express, conveniently located on Cork Street, right next to Fresh Market. Get all your home improvement essentials fast with everything from tools and paints to home decor and more. Plus, enjoy the same great service you know and trust. Now, just a quick stop in the city. Visit us today at DeWitt Center Express, your partner in home improvement, now closer than ever.
And carry, cash and carry, and carry, cash and carry. Carry, we offer the finest selection of products that cater to your every need. From groceries to household essentials, our shelves are stocked with quality items that are sure to impress. And guess what? We're not just great for wholesale. We're also your go-to place for all your food service needs. Located right opposite the immigration department on King George V Street in Roseville, we take pride in providing you with an unforgettable shopping experience. Our friendly staff is here to assist you in each and every step of the way. Ready to place an order or have a question? Call us at 316-0184 or 255-6823. And carry, cash and carry, and carry, cash and carry. We can't wait to see you.
Now available at Eaststar Trading Limited Showroom Department, a wide range of household items and accessories. Plates in porcelain, ceramic, clear and cordial. Bowls in glassware, plastic and porcelain. Pot sets and frying pan sets. Glasses for all occasions. Knife sets and cutlery. Water jugs and storage containers. Wooden spoon sets. Dish drainers. Chopping boards. Bath towels, shower curtains, and bed sheet sets, curtain rods, living room sets, recliners, and dining room sets, mats and rugs, and so much more. All at unbeatable prices. Visit us today. We are located at the corner of Kennedy Avenue and Dame Eugenia Charles Boulevard, Roseville. Eastside Trading Limited, making a difference for you.
What you're looking for is at the best price. What you're looking for is at value.
Best price, best price. Everything is nice, and oh, you will love the price. Convenient and easy, make shopping breezy.
The luxury of everything in one supermarket located on the riverbank with parking. Best Price open daily all week with home store, decor for every room, pharmacy for all prescriptions and over-the-counter medication, supermarket for all your grocery items, fresh produce and frozen.
What you're looking for is all at Best Price.
What you're looking for is at value.
All right, Dominica, we're here. We have a final hour. We're talking garbage disposal, rubbish, all over the place. Now concerns about leptospirosis. How do we resolve that problem here? Huh? How do we? Let's see if we can take a voice note this morning there as it relates to the discussion.
Matt, good morning.
Morning.
And good morning to the Dominican citizens.
Mm-hmm.
I'm listening to the conversation, and apparently somebody passed as a result of lepto, Matt.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a shame, and I don't know how things have been done in Dominica. You know, I think the only thing that is constant is that you have a government using Dominica as its business and is, you know, collecting the profits, you know, and hiding it all over. You cannot, you can't govern a people that you don't care about, that you don't love. You know, it's not possible. And everything else is being done vai. You know, one of the words that is used very commonly in Dominica. I've been hearing about this garbage thing for a while now. And like every time something happens, then it comes up again. But where are the people who often come to the radio stations and speak slowly about, you know, health and wellness and, you know, keeping, I mean, it's called the nature island of the Caribbean, for God's sake, and, people need to be fined. You need to be fined. People, there should be a system, the government should implement a system, to have garbage collections and how you do your garbage, the recycling and all of that. But I'm hearing about, disposals of old refrigerators and all these things. Who knows what kind of substance, what kind of stuff you have in old refrigerators, leaking stuff all over the place. And eventually you have cancer causing stuff in an area. I mean, you look at stuff on YouTube, Dominica on YouTube, areas in Dominica on YouTube. And as a Dominican, I'm ashamed. When I look at Roseau, when I see Roseau, the capital, where people term the city, it's a shame. You are ashamed to look at this place. And I think it's so it is man. It's a so it is man syndrome. And no one, it's not just about scary. People shouldn't be just I'm demonstrating about what scary is or not doing. What about the condition? This is what you call the quality of life. What quality of life is there in Dominica? I mean, it's just disgusting. It's disgusting. It's like everybody, people are just so busy trying to survive that they don't care about anything else. Nobody else talks about what is it you really stand for? What is it do you really believe in? So now, the place is crappy with people throwing things all over the place. I mean, I saw the garbage truck in the ocean. I guess even the garbage truck wants to escape. What can I say, Matt? I'm just saying this morning, it's this place is not being governed. It's not being governed. You only have somebody who is there on his chessboard, shifting stuff around in order for him to stay in power. But he cares about nothing else. And like I said before, you can't govern a people that you don't care, that you can't love. You can't. You're not able to do that. Enjoy your Tuesday. Make it a great one. And try to make a difference. At least one person, one at a time. We cannot all do everything one time, but at least there's one thing we can do. I'm just quoting the great Cory Booker. Have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.
Now, I always try to find solutions. What do we do? How do we fix the problem of garbage? I've been hearing that for so many months. Nobody doing anything. Even the great Psy, Calypsonian, wrote a song on this one. Clean up, man, clean it up. Rubbish, rubbish, rubbish. And we call ourselves the nature island of Dominica. 449-309-596 and 97. How do we care? And we keep promoting this island as the nature island. Hello, talk to me. Yes, good morning.
Well, you see, Q95 is the rail station for every living thing. And if we had the Minister of Health come in and talk about leptospirosis and all kind of big rats as they run in Roseau, nobody coming with a pill of poison and just give the same little paros. I could be a paro too, I telling you, I could be a paro too, but I give it to God before I give it to any politician. That's why they're not turn a paro. So in going with the flu, a pill of poison, the Minister of Health should be giving a paro or whoever learning, and they just passing a certain time within the day or night, and they send it on the certain gutters in every street.
Instead, they go and cut a PVC pipe and stick outside somebody's house rather than putting the PVC pipe when the rat going to bend to go in the yard. I say, who doing it? I know them, but shame on them because they don't know how to do it, and that is the problem of garbage disposal in Dominica. If the institutions was merging together, working together, you have a problem with garbage, you go to solid waste tell you go Rosa Town Council. You go Town Council, they tell you to go back to solid waste. And it's a up, down, medium size. When you go to Rosa Town Council, when they say they want to see the assistant manager or the manager, whoever, man, one graduate student that don't know nothing about the rubbish or this or that and have no power. This is what at on the desk. So how you expect us to go through? We dealing with China. But you can escape and go to China anytime. You can blow a whistle and any period close. That's money, that's saving, obviously. Well, when you go to China, but in a little disposal where they have 15 garbage trucks packed, you cannot negotiate something to just get free rubbish cats for Dominica. Huh? One bus out is going there, one Portsmouth, one for Grande, and the old one we have, they will continue using it in Roseau, so we'll have 4. And that is it. But we have dumper, your fellas have to strain to put up a plastic. I myself put on the road, and Matt put by the road. And another one passing in a motor car, they're not living there, but if you see the free big bags they put down and they sell with the stains out of it. We must have rats in the city. So the rats in the wrong position, take them out. When you take them out and you put good rats in position, then garbage disposal will be on. And Mr. Scary, Mr. Blackmore, sit down and talk together. What's what had really happening? Mr. Blackmore, that is a position that you yourself supposed to be into, It's not guns and drugs and this and that. National security. Secure the people. The people we're talking about. So let's get together, have a meeting, and let's draw the chocolate and everything with cream on it, and let us get everything going.
All right, caller, thank you. Look at this. A picture from the Belfast area. On top of Maho there. More rubbish pictures been... I've just been informed there by my sources that Blue have been taken to the courts this morning. And the police has shown some interest. I think a lawyer's brought her in this morning and is now before the court. One of the latest protesters being brought to court this morning. I think she may have been in court or is maybe in court as we speak. So Blue is the latest protester. It has been dragged before the court. We'll get a report sometime later, okay? But let's concentrate on the issue of the rubbish. That's a more serious concern. The rubbish. Good morning to you, my friend. We created the breeding grounds for rats. Now, Ministry of Health talking about leptospirosis. They're not making any sense. Where all the revenues collected at the port for environmental upkeep that never happened before in any previous governments. Why is it happening now? I heard somebody saying, why do we have to put our dirty linens in public? Because a lot of people are publishing those pictures and a lot of people are upset. Why are Dominicans doing it to Dominica? Let's fix the problem. Hello, talk to me, yes?
Good morning, Matt.
Morning to you.
Matt, why do we have such a hard head? Why are we Dominicans? We never like to listen. When they speak to us, just listen and just do what they tell you to do. We have nobody else to blame for this leptospirosis, deadly disease, fatal disease, but ourselves. The communication specialist manager, Madame Roder, came on air and told you to put your garbage in your freezer. Why aren't you listening? You put your garbage outside, you're not going to breed rats. That's the result of putting your garbage outside. You're going to breed rats. Isn't Belfast an affluent community? What happened? They don't have freezers out there in Belfast and Maho and all over the island. We don't have freezers. Please call Madame Roder again and let her reinforce the point. That's what she told us to do. Have some.
But I thought you had some concern about that, Peter. I thought you had some concern because you need to know where you're going to put your shrimp, right? Or your lobster.
That is secondary.
All right.
Garbage is priority.
So garbage is priority. So put the garbage in your fridge.
Because you will only be the one that will get the leptospirosis. The rats will take over your whole kitchen and your neighborhood. And your neighbors will, one or two of them will pay the supreme sacrifice. And here it is. Why did this boy have to die? Why? Because of our unkempt situation. Just keep your garbage neatly. Neat. Blessed day, my brother.
Blessed day. All right, Dominica, again, we're cleaning up. Sai said we should be cleaning up our environment, huh? We should be cleaning up. Let's take another phone call. Are you there? Yes? Uh-huh.
Hey, Matt, I'm there.
Yes, sir.
Matt, you're still talking about caring, about people that, if I add these people not caring. Matt, people with no empathy don't care. So let me say, when you're going to see something happening with that whole garbage disposal situation, and I see what's going to come, you remember you heard that the crane at the port is owned by some minister or something?
I heard that.
Right. Now, that means that crane the port has to pay rent to that person, allegedly. So you go in and see a set of garbage trucks come, and then it's going to be owned by one of these guys. And that is when everybody has to pay for garbage. And then you go in and see problems in that place. Unless it doesn't have the kickbacks, the nepotism, the insider trading. My brother, these people, they milking us and we're sitting on the river, arms folded, waiting to think that something good is going to come out of that. My brother, I keep emphasizing that. This narcissistic demon cares nothing about the people. It doesn't have any empathy. In other words, the illusion that it lives in, it thinks that everything is okay. So it looks at us as Dominica that everything is okay. So we are complaining about things that doesn't exist in that demon illusion. Have a good day.
All right, have a good day yourself. 449, we're cleaning up. We have to clean up, Dominica. It's a mess out there. Hello, talk to me on the telephone, yes?
Good morning, Matt. I'm the Dominican speaker.
Morning to you, my brother. Morning.
Yeah, Matt, up in the station, I'm listening to you guys. Matt, it's not sounding real good at all for us in Dominica down here. I mean, said, Matt, my wife called me. Babe, come and see. Music and Matt and Dominica have this disease, one death. Matt, it's not sounding good at all. But, Matt, you ask what can we do? You ask what can we do? Matt, what are the things we should do? I think in every village have a health department office. I think so. It's another segment apart from the Medicare and stuff like that. It's a different segment. Matt up here, they call it the KKD in that. It's a different department where there is free. The government provides free poison for every community. Where even my workshop, there's a guy at the back of me, he works with the government, he have all those pipes, he's dealing with underground pipes for cables and so on. He have all these cable pipes. I don't go get poison, but I put there. And all about the rats are dying. Because we had from not We have the problem up here again. So what I'm saying is this: the government can put in every department, in every office, in every community or village. If they don't have an office, talk to the village council officers. Put it in there that the people can get those poison and put in various places. Announce when it is going to be. Have a season so people can tie their dogs and whatever. And put this point. It will help eliminate some of the poison, some of the rats issue we have in Dominica. You don't know how much a rat, how much babies a rat does make. I checked one time when I was in Dominica on our farm. 18 babies, one rat. Not imagine 10 rats making babies at the same time. I mean, it is getting worse if we don't do anything. And I can say to that, we can bring this under control. We cannot go about giving people fines. The system is not out of place. It is broken. The economy is dumb. We can't go fining people when we have not set things into place to create revenue so that people can pay the fine. The government can't go about giving people fines. When last did you see I have department officer come to people's home? When last? Anybody can say so? And look within your yard, see how you keep the road. All the old vehicles. What are the things we did? We moved every old vehicle on the road. There was a company, the government announced it, and they take away all the old vehicles. They give you a deadline. And if you do not move that old vehicle, it will be taken. All the old scrap, old containers. It can be done. I sit up here. The last 20-something years I'm up here, station is totally different than when I came here. We had old bungalow houses. The place has been developed. And from I leave Dominica, I'm seeing the same situation in some community. From since I leave Dominica, I'm seeing the same thing. We can do better. And if we put our hands together, everybody can do a part. They can play the part. All the government has to do, order some poison, put it in some communities, put it in the communities and let the people go in there. Take it. There's enough money. They don't have to pay for it, free of charge. And put it in certain places that the rat can be eliminated. Matt, I'm listening, my brother. Bless day.
All right, thank you very much. 449-3095. Leptospirosis is caused by a bacteria of genus Leptospirosis. While the rats are the common carrier of these are pet rats and the mice, it is spread from rat to rat directly by exposure to blood or urine or infected animals or contaminated water. Leptospirosis is a serious risk to humans and other animals. The condition is also referred to as Wells disease. Rats usually show no outward signs of infection. However, symptoms may include increased drinking, increased urination. Rats can be infected by the lepto without becoming ill, but can still spread the disease. Most of the cases of lepto are only discovered only during examination after death. So you might have it until you do a test. You might not know. Hello, talk to the telephone. Yes.
Matt, you see the last caller tell you what the Prime Minister, the Minister of Security, the Minister of Health can sit down and just negotiate to do just like the bills, because they still have too well they can give people, And maybe if they give you 1 to 2 billion point share, it might burst because of too much sun. But it will still be good if you put it in share. But in closing, Matt, the problem is also the people that live wherever they live and come and throw garbage wherever they are not living. The people that created the rubbish dumps by paying, if it's a truck or a van, and I get a job to go with the man to make a money to I go. And we are the ones that is causing that also. So we mustn't just blame the government. We have to blame ourselves too. So that is where the government coming in, where we have to sit down on the drawing board. Not just say things and stay far, run overseas, things happening and those kinds. We have to come together. It can work because Matt going, I saw Matt by youth center asking for rat poison. When they tell him it's $15 for free little cube, Matt say, what? All that money? Give me the smaller one. Where you think Matt going by it? By the Chinese, you get 6 packets by the Chinese. So you see what happening? Matt can spend money, I can spend money to go and buy rat poison. Oh, you cannot come with a half container, duty free. You have the money already, and that's it. Rats start to die. You pay somebody to take it out or somebody, and that's it in the country. And ladies and gentlemen, in closing, do not leave your village and come and throw your rubbish in Virgin Lane by the school for people to say always Virgin Lane, always dirty.
Bye-bye.
Hold on, 449-309-596-97. Hello, yes. So we need to solve the problem. Yes.
Matt, good morning.
Morning to you.
Matt, what else did we expect but leptospirosis and other disease from poor waste management? Dr. Ahmed is the epidemiologist.
He is, yes.
What is he doing? Now that somebody died from leptospirosis, now we hearing him. What is he doing? What has he done or spoken out about? All this garbage everywhere covering Dominica for months and months and months since last year. What is the health department doing but to send that lady road and tell you put what in freezer and put what in fridge? There needs to be an educational program. Why don't they have an educational program? The health department and the epidemiology department team up together, have an education program on the radio stations once a week. Educate people about waste management and the disease that can be caused from poor waste management and Dominica being so dirty. Dominica cannot be the nature island of the Caribbean. We're fooling ourselves. The authorities need to step up because it's the common citizens that are suffering.
Thank you. Thank you, caller. It's called garbage for a reason. It's waste material that is discarded by humans and taken to the landfill. It's not meant for to be stored in your freezer. This suggestion by the government ministers speak to incompetence of this regime. We are concentrating on other things right now, including elections around the corner, but we have to we have to care about our citizens. I mean, come on. For months and years, we have the same problem, garbage disposal. Nobody doing anything about it. Hello, talk to me on the telephone. Yes.
Mark,
Yes.
good morning. It's Dirample.
Good morning.
Mark, I just want to remember the room, and I just ask you the Holy Spirit, God the Father, God the Son, and God the Holy Spirit, to pass over the court where she is, and let God just intervene for her. Mark, I'm on another topic. We're talking about garbage disposal, not true?
Yeah.
And we're talking about leptospirosis. Mark, when you vote for a government, they're supposed to be in charge of the country. Rubbish disposal is one of their duties. Mark, I remember being a nurse. People used to come at my home, tell, see what you're doing, give you advice, because my people don't forget. People dying, or young people coming up. Tell me since when you see any health worker going from house to house and seeing what people doing. Now the problem is starts first with the government. 60, 70% is the government problem, and the 40 is Dominicans. Dominicans are not well educated, but I don't have no fridge to put no food. I don't have that one. I want the people that doing have to come in my house, tell me what to do, because I'm literally nonsense to people. Real nonsense, man. How many people have fridge? Fridges. The last 40 days haven't got fridge. How many people have a big fridge that they can even put their... We need to be practical, man. How many people passing from home to home to give advice? Another thing that I see a lot, just pulling rubbish all about. Don't have been for them to where with rubbish, and I seen sometimes 5, 10 dogs all about pulling garbage. That's one of the problems too much. But I am in my neighborhood. People just eat things. They're not even from the area, no man. When they eat, they're just throwing it in my yard. All that happening all about. People don't have love. People don't have care. But we have to care for ourselves. Life is important. Life is good if we take care of ourselves. Everybody wants to live. Nobody wants to die. Now we have leptospirosis, which is a very deadly disease. Everybody had it in them. How long we have got rubbish? Not 24 Dominica strong truck yard. Where is Dominica? Emma?
I know.
But I could be using those Dominica strong trucks to help. If that people who could look around, give little boys a little thing, that's a lot of work we could do. We only see know about a man thinking of politics and who come and who go, and everybody dying, and we suffer it. But the government is not attending to Dominica well. When you put a government in place, is to sit down and plan strategies for all our problems. It's not only coming every time I talk about election. But my addressing me because it's not good. It is not to run properly, man. And I have no care to say that. No one wants to blame people about leptospirosis. When a country is not well governed, people will suffer. I don't see nobody passing to talk to nobody. But Mark, we're not ready, yeah? And I don't have no free to put permission. That's right.
We're not ready. We are definitely not ready. We've been talking about that for many months now, many months. I'm going to, of course, invite Dr. Dale Dangleben. He knows something about the leptospirosis, and he'll, of course, talk to us about the Ministry of Health, Wellness, and Social Services wishes to inform the public that all services have resumed at the Marigot Hospital. We thank you for your patience and understanding.
Most beautiful in the world, your picture so bright and bold. Anywhere I go.
From Ghana, Africa, and I am live here in Dominica for a private one-on-one prophetic healing, deliverance, and a counseling session at the Prevo Scene Mall. I will be in the executive meeting room at the Prevo Scene Mall this coming Friday, the Saturday, and the Sunday. I will be there for the 3 days from 10 o'clock in the morning to 7 o'clock in the evening to counsel people, to prophesy to people, to minister healing and deliverance to people. Are you going through witchcraft attack? Are you experiencing delay, setback, rejection? Are you at the place where nothing seems to be working for you? You can't keep a job, you can't keep money, you can't keep relationship, you can't keep anything. I want you to WhatsApp the number that I am about to mention right now to book your appointment and come to the Prevo Cinema this Friday or the Saturday or the Sunday to meet me one-on-one for a prophetic encounter that will change your life. The number is +1 246 8282 699 +1 246 8282 699. The number is +1 246 8282 699.
Watch out! Oh, I watch it. Silence. I need it. Dominica, baby, I love you. And I'm ready to defend you anywhere I go. I will let them know. Most beautiful in the world. Your picture so bright and bold. Anywhere I go, I will let them know. Like yourself as the nature eye. With a one beautiful smile. But recently, swap study, and that is unlikely. Collectively, let's work actively to clean up our country. So from Capuchin to Kashapu, we cleaning our rubbish that drop, we cleaning up. From Cassius to Bustersville, we cleaning up. And I'm on to Malpop, we cleaning up. For the country state, we making no mistake. To ensure that the country clean, we checking our surroundings. Doesn't matter who you are, we condone no bad behavior. To protect Dominica, I am willing to go that far. So from Marigot to Woodford Hill, we cleaning up. We cleaning from valleys to hills, we cleaning up. Go! What's on the Baba, bring your wheel down, your shovel, bring your boots and come. Epic winner. Yeah, man.
All right, Dominic, I did tell you that we're going to have Dr. Dale Dangleben to speak to us about the dangers of leptospirosis. We have a crisis in Dominica. As a matter of fact, I remember a couple of years ago, we lost a very dear friend from leptospirosis from the Point Michel community. Dr. Dale Langerman, good morning to you. How you doing?
Good morning. How are you doing? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm hearing you loud and clear, Doctor. It seems there's a crisis in Dominica as it relates to, and I'm sure you've heard, leptospirosis. Can you explain, break it down for us, as to what is leptospirosis and, why we have to take care of our garbage in Dominica?
Well, it seems like I'm in an echo chamber because I had a very thorough interview in 2017 and several others with you about that topic. So it seems like we're just going through the same motions again. Leptospirosis, I think at this point, based on what I have seen, is due to the garbage, just sort of accumulating around the country and the lack of, proper garbage disposal from, I would say, rodents. But as you stated earlier, lepto is a bacterial infection. But I think one of the misconceptions that it's only from rats. So if the rats are running around with lepto and they come in contact with other animals, then you could also get it from the other animals, dogs. Because I know we have a dog problem in Point Michel, a really bad dog problem in Point Michel. There's pigs that go uncontrolled now and a lot of other wild animals that I saw in the Castle Bruce area. So there's a lot of things going on that could just keep this lepto going on and on and on. Another thing is, how do you get lepto? It's usually from direct contact with the urine, for example, of the rats, right? But it can enter your body through different routes, not just your mouth, not just your mucous membranes. If you have a cut, if you have an abrasion, a scratch on your skin, the lepto can go in that way. So we have to educate ourselves. It's not just when you're drinking water that has rat piss in there or rat, droppings. So we have to educate ourselves in terms of how we get the leptospirosis, right? So you might just go to the garbage dump, put your bag down and touch a bag that a rat was on last night with fresh urine on there. You have a cut on your finger. You can get lepto from that. The other issue is this. Lepto has two phases, two very crucial phases that the clinician and the patient must be aware of. The first phase is where you really should take concern because that's your chance of survival. Patients who get treated with the first phase have less than 1% mortality, less than 1% chance of dying.
Mm-hmm.
But once you get to the severe form, which include multi-organ failure, which is what our friend had, then you're talking about between 50 to 70% mortality. So again, your body starts shutting down, your lungs start shutting down, your kidneys start shutting down. It's too late. The initial treatment for the first phase, and again, the doctors cannot, if somebody comes to you, you cannot say, go away, you just have the cold or whatever. You have to have some sort of clinical suspicion, right? The patient themselves must also tell you about their exposure. So all that is important in terms of the clinical scenario, because that first phase is just antibiotics. Azithromycin, doxycycline, any of these antibiotics, and you should be good, right? But once it hits your immune system and you go into what's called hemorrhagic shock, you start bleeding out of your lungs, your kidneys start failing, then it's too late. There's nothing you can do. You could just hospitalize the patient and put them in the ICU and try to give them supportive care and hope that the immune system can fight it. But usually that does not happen and the patients succumb to lepto. But I think prevention, and I know a lot of folks are saying government. But again, we have to be responsible for our own little area in terms of, disposing of the garbage and how we deal with it. I can tell you from our village, I've walked by some of these places where you're supposed to put garbage, and they're not in the area. They're not in the concrete area. They're still outside, and no one is taking the initiative to put some gloves on and say, you know what, let us contain this. Let's deal with this.
So you're saying we have some blame to take as society?
Absolutely, because it's your environment and it's your health, right? We know that the government has failed in regards of the amount of trucks and having this thing, well thought out in how you do this. I have said before that every district should have an X amount of trucks and people from that area employed to do the work. And if you do this properly, then it will work. But we don't have good garbage disposal in Dominica. You see it in Roseau, you see it in all the outstanding village. People just dump their garbage and they expect, right? This expectation is one of the worst things that could happen to any of us in any regards, in any segment of our lives. And it applies here also. Because if you see the garbage piling up, you as a community member should bring attention to it. The village councils should play a part, which, that in of itself is a whole problem. We have to be responsible for our health, because I could tell you the way the healthcare system is right now, once you get phase 1, you most likely might not seek care. And by the time you get to phase 2, which is the Wills disease that you talk about, it's too late and you die. And this has nothing to do with either you're extremely young or you're extremely old, or it attacks anyone. And we have to be responsible and stop saying, you know what, the government. How long have we been saying the government? Yes, I have said many times the government needs to go. We need to change. Dominica needs to breathe. But in this scenario of health, we cannot sit by and watch the garbage just pile up on our front steps or on our doorsteps and do nothing about it as a community and sit there waiting for our saviors to come.
So going forward, Dr. Dale, I mean, we face a lot of repercussions if we don't deal with the problem at this time.
Absolutely. You already have, if you have one death, you might have had another death that you don't even know is lepto, right? So that is where we're going from. Some people you might go to somebody's home and they pass and you say, well, you know what, they maybe have a heart attack, or they maybe had this, and maybe they had lepto, right? The clinical suspicion has to be there. The laboratory testing has to be done, but it has to be done in a timely manner, and the results have to also be in a timely manner, right? Once you get to where your liver enzymes and your kidney enzymes are high, I think you're behind the 8 ball, right? And the question that we must ask the epidemiologist is, where are we in terms of the testing? Do we have testing facilities? What is the turnaround in getting the results, right? Do we have doxycycline? Do we have amoxicillin? Do we have these antibiotics available? And if you get hospitalized and you're in the ICU with severe leptospirosis, what IV antibiotics do you have? What supportive care do you have, right? How's your dialysis unit? How many ventilators do you have? Do you have blood transfusion capabilities if there's severe bleeding? These are the kind of things that we need to talk. Another thing I want to emphasize, Matt, is, swimming. And we have contained areas of waters. And lepto can be in the water also. So you have to be careful where you swim, right? I'm not talking about the ocean. I'm not talking about a running river. I'm talking about, some area where you have a bassin or you have a pool that is not properly chlorinated, not properly taken. All these things can have lepto, right? When you're dealing with garbage, even if it's your own garbage, even if you have a rat issue at your house and the bag is there and you just grab it with your bare hands to put it outside, right? You could get contaminated because you're not wearing the proper gloves. You're not wearing the proper, things that's gonna, not get you contaminated.
But I'm very concerned, Dr. Dale. You made mention about testing, and you need to do that very quickly, because we're hearing there from the Dr. Ahmed that this test has to be sent overseas, and that's very concerning.
That's too late. That's too late. If you have to send tests overseas, it's too late. So you need, the biggest thing you can do right now before I go is rodent control. You got to control the rats. People laugh when they say people up here vaccinate their dogs and vaccinate this, and you have to have some sort of programs, because some of these animals carry these diseases, right? Now, if somebody comes to the hospital and you have a suspicion of lepto, especially if it's phase 1, this is what is the most important with what I would say to the public, is this. If somebody comes to the hospital or to the clinic and you have a suspicion of lepto and you know that you cannot perform the test, go ahead and prophylactically treat the patient with doxycycline. Give the patient the doxycycline, because what you will have if you don't treat them prophylactically is you're going to have a severe case that's going to end up in death.
And then, I'm getting some information at this time. You know, there are a lot more people. Some sources is saying to me now that may have died. I'm telling you because I know a lot of more deaths have occurred there, and by the time they get to the ICU, it's too late. So you know that time that they have to send these samples overseas is just I don't know. It's like a mess. Why do we have to wait?
Right. Because the facilities have not been put into place. Remember, and also remember this: public. These are the key things, right? If you have a lot of rain, the rainy season is on you right now. If you have a lot of rain and a lot of flood and a lot of stagnant water and you have a rat problem, you have leptospirosis, right? And the physicians, the clinicians, the nurses, they cannot misdiagnose. They could say, well, maybe this is a virus, or maybe this is, dengue or some other disease, and you miss that boat. You don't give the doxycycline, that patient is going to most likely die in Dominica because, like you said, you don't have the rapidity of the test. You don't have anything in terms of making the diagnosis quickly. The PCR, I'm sure that's what he's talking about. He's talking about the PCR test. If you don't have the PCR, which is the early detection in the blood or the urine, right? The patient is going to die. If you do a culture, if you do a blood culture or urine culture, that could take 5 to 7 days before you get results back. So you don't have the facility. You might as well stock up on doxycycline so you could treat patients that you have a high clinical suspicion of leptospirosis.
I'm hearing another confession, Matt. I'm hearing that there's a leptospirosis outbreak. There's a very serious concern as a leptospirosis infected survivor in 2023. Once the result of the test is confirmed, this antibiotic tablets has to be administered almost immediately. But we need to get this test done right here in Dominica.
But Matt, you see what you just said is when the test. No, if the clinician has a high suspicion, if you have a high clinical suspicion, you should go ahead and start the doxycycline. And that's another question that we have: how much antibiotics is available? Because right now, if you have an outbreak and you have 10 to 15 people showing up at a time, do you have enough antibiotics to prophylactically treat this patient? You see what I mean? And that is the issue. That is the issue. Another thing is, we're talking about lepto. There is another disease, and I've mentioned this before if you go through the archives, that comes from the droppings of the rat. It's called hantavirus. Hantavirus, it gets into your lungs. It's a horrible form of respiratory failure. It takes its time, but you could also get that from rat droppings. These are the things that the epidemiologist needs to not just come on a public platform and say, well, we have an outbreak, but educate the public. Tell them what to do in terms of if you have a rodent issue, right? What they should do if they have a clinical suspicion that they have the disease. You have to break it down in the public domain so they can fully understand, and also talk about your limitations. Talk about what you don't have. Talk about what you have, and talk about how things can be better, because that's how you put the people at peace when something like this happens, right? You don't want to create panic, but you don't just come out and say we had a death from lepto. You want to go further and say this is what we're putting in place, and this is what you as a community needs to do to combat this.
Dr. Dale Dangleben, as always, thank you very much for your education. I guess we'll talk to you very soon. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. I know you have a busy schedule.
Take it easy.
All right, Dr. Dale Dangleben. Somebody says, Matt, please play this because I was working in the environmental health area in the United States. So play this message.
Good morning, Matt.
Uh-huh.
This is Nerika from Atlanta, Georgia.
Uh-huh.
It's very difficult to find you, Matt, but I want to share something very special in terms of the garbage. Where are the legacy of John Fabian, Boniface Taglier, Haig Thomas, Maxime Vigilant, for carbon, and the list can go on and on. And Mr. Senville, when you take political appointees, that's what will happen. Prime example, my cousin, Ashby Scotland, had placed garbage can in the village of St. Joseph. And what happened? The people stole them and take them to their garden and so forth. Matt, the government don't provide resources. That's why people steal like that. Number one, I would like to know what is the investigation on the house in Mont Daniel the people of Dominica are paying for. Election is coming, and he has a lot of party at his house. Number two, Matt, election is around the corner. Where are the resources in terms of voters' ID to give to the Electoral Commission to have the people have their voters' ID card? Matt, I can go on and on, but your line is not allowing me to. And with no apology, this is Narika. And Pastor Randy, I want to commend you at doing a great job at the funeral on the 29th of March. Thank you.
My name is Prophet Vincent Grant from Ghana, Africa, and I am live here in Dominica for a private one-on-one prophetic healing, deliverance, and a counseling session at the Prevo Scene Mall. I will be in the executive meeting room at the Prevo Scene Mall this coming Friday, the Saturday, and the Sunday. I will be there for the 3 days from 10 o'clock in the morning to 7 o'clock in the evening to counsel people, to prophesy to people, to minister healing and deliverance to people. Are you going through witchcraft attack? Are you experiencing delay, setback, rejection? Are you at the place where nothing seems to be working for you? You can't keep a job, you can't keep money, you can't keep relationship, you can't keep anything. I want you to WhatsApp the number that I am about to mention right now to book your appointment and come to the Prevo Cinema this Friday or the Saturday or the Sunday to meet me one-on-one for a prophetic encounter that will change your life. The number is +1 246 8282 699 +1 246 8282 699. The number is +1 246 8282 699.
Dominica, wait a few more minutes and we have a phone call. Hello, talk to me. Good morning.
Good morning, Matt.
Morning.
Matt, how many ministries we have?
Few.
18.
You
Each member of parliament has a ministry, is that correct?
It appears not necessarily. Sometimes they are PSs, but not all ministers.
Well, that's true. That's true because Mr. Blackmore is not elected.
He's a senator.
It may have more, Matt. Anyway, Matt, that's not the point. The point is, where are the ministries related to health issues? Where are their voices? Have we heard the Minister of Health? Have we heard the Minister of Environment, Solid Waste Management, whatever? All of those that are connected to health. Why are we not hearing them? Are these people doing their job? Eh? In other words, if you are in charge of the garbage dump and you know if there may be an issue there with rats, we should be hearing your voice if you're the minister. if there's rampant, if there's a suspicion, not rampant, just a suspicion that there's something like leptospirosis, that minister should be on the radio every other day, divulging information to the public, what they should do to protect themselves. And he should be also, like Dr. Dale Dangleban said, informing us as to what they're doing. And you know, I already said it this morning. Why can't Roosevelt Skerritt not bring in a bunch of garbage trucks ASAP? Why is it taking so long? And he's having parties at his house, and he's not bringing in garbage trucks. You know, I mean, if he is the world boss, he's in charge of the whole government, and the Minister of Health cannot act on his own. The Minister of the Environment cannot act on his own and get his own garbage truck. He has to depend on Skerritt to do it. Well, then Skerritt, please do it, because it's the health of the people. Thank you, man.
Thank you. You know, somebody says, well, I'm so glad that Dr. Dale made the point of education. I always advocate for education. Same with people, constitutional rights. Education is our problem. The people perish for want of wisdom. This is where we come to the end of, of course, the hot set. There's more. Sometime later, or 1 o'clock, more issues to be discussed in the Talk on the Block.
Dominica have some very patriotic Calypsonians. They used to sing great songs of how much they love in at home. But it's only when their party is in opposition, it's only then they don't strap on their guns. But when their party in power, corruption not bad no more. That's why I strap on my guns to ask them these questions. If you say you love, if you say you love, what happened to your love for so hungry? If you say you love, if you say you love, was your love for just like a disposition of money? You must love Calypso like Bob Dice and Checo. Blows the other side, but blows your government more. Over challenging Caressa, Hunter and Scrunter. Strap on your guns, the enemy more than ever before. More than ever before. Cause if you say you love, and it's not true, one day your life will catch up with you. Uh-huh. Some Dominican politicians belong in Hollywood. When it comes to acting, but I tell you, them fellas good. I saw one on TV shedding crocodile tears, saying how much it's so love Dominica. But in politics was not a way to get rich quick. Not ever get involved in it. If you say you love, if you say you love, you always running away from the country. If you say you love, if you say you love, why you hiding all your bubble money? Love the country like the opposition. They're not taking money, but they're holding on. they come in to cut every day. If you love the country because they live for a reform, you say you want it. If you say you love, and it's not true, one day your life will catch up with you. People feeling good, they say that they are in love. When people get a good deal, they also say that they love. There are clergymen and women who claim to love Jesus, supporting persecution and battling with us. Some fronting for this political bandits. They say, God is not a police. If you say you love, if you say you love, how come you have no love for the poor and the needy? If you say you love, if you say you love, why you hiding stolen property for the needy? You should love God more than your love for money. You should love the poor as much as you love the wealthy. You should love the people and love democracy. If you love, you must show it so people can see. Love is something people live like and see. If you say you love, and it's not true, one day your life will catch up with you. Yes, man.
Be careful how you treat other people. Some people believe that they're greater than you and I wonder why. And I guess on as though they will never die.